Etsy! If you're looking for something full of passion and has the human touch, look no further than Etsy. On Etsy, you can find something handmade, handpicked, or designed by independent sellers who pulled from their unique experiences and bring their whole heart to their small shops.
We got pretty much all of River's nursery on Etsy. We found the sweetest, like, it's all like handmade mobiles or hand-painted pictures that I got framed. It all just feels like so... like everyone's heart and soul was put into it, and it's not just like some mass production, like buy it at some big wholesaler. It just feels very, very special. So anytime I'm looking for something, I was looking for a birthday plate that I could give to River every day on her birthday. And I went to Etsy and like found the cutest one. And it's like, if you're looking for things like that, Etsy is the place to go. When buying a gift or even something for yourself, there's a person behind these items that you're choosing, and there's someone who loves their craft and puts their own touch on what they offer, which makes the experience so much more special.
Yeah, also like another cool thing we've gotten on Etsy is at the lake house, you can get like I don't know what it's called, but you can get like a map of the depth of the lake, and then there's people who will make like these like wooden like frames and show the depths of the lake. It's just anything that's really like handcrafted or unique. If you have someone in your life that really cares, that has a special place that they have, and you want to memorialize it with a little like type of picture or something, you can find people or artists who will make really cool gifts for your loved ones, and you can find it all on Etsy. So the next time you're shopping for yourself or someone special, choose the extraordinary items handmade, handpicked, or designed by small businesses. Keep commerce human. Discover small businesses on Etsy.
You're crazy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another electric episode of the Viall Files Reality Recap Edition. I am your host, Nick, joined by the household. How's everyone doing?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Good.
My family's in town, 3 of my sisters and all of their kids. So all of River's girl cousins are here. It's like the first time she's like, we're like all playing together. It's so cute. But I've come to realize that my nieces have a very different childhood than I had, to the point of like, well, it's just like the stuff they're into. I mean, the 11-year-old twins, they were wanting to go shopping. And I'm like, okay, well, like what stores are you into? And they were like Lululemon, Sephora.
Mm-hmm.
They like did heatless curls. They have a skincare routine.
That's my little sister.
And I'm like, what I was doing at 11, like
Skincare routine?
No, they are doing a skincare routine. Me at 11, like I was clocked in. I was working. I was teaching my class. I was in my basement wearing my mom's heels, using an expo marker on the TV, talking to absolutely fucking nobody.
Yep.
And I was teaching. I was working 9 to 5. I was clocked in. And these kids are like, let's go to Lululemon and like, let's get Drunk Elephant products.
$85 moisturizer.
It's crazy.
That's just going to damage your skin, babe.
Absolutely not for our daughter.
It's crazy.
No offense to your sisters.
No, it's every kid that age. That's what
so
it is now.
wrong and inappropriate. That's fucking crazy. What is going on?
It's
What
like
are
10-year-olds
parents
don't have an awkward phase anymore. Like we were so excited about getting like colors on our braces and like putting together a dance from
But
NSYNC.
that's not okay.
The glasses.
Yeah, and now it's
12
like
and 13-year-olds should not be like worrying about skincare routines. And we
Yeah.
shouldn't know like
I do think skincare is good, but the drunken elephant, I'm like, y'all can skip that.
Like
Like, why are you paying that much?
We're doing this. We're doing the
10-year-olds have to worry about
CVS.
that?
My mom would take us to CVS.
Neutrogena.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Target.
Clean and clear.
Not even Target. Are you kidding? CVS.
Okay.
The
See?
drugstore, like just whatever. That's what I was getting.
Yeah.
I was getting makeup wipes.
I was burning my skin off with oxy pads. Like,
yeah.
I'm fully prepared for our daughter to scream and shout and tell us how much we don't give her.
They're they're
compared to her
using
friends.
eyelash serums.
No.
I'm like, this is crazy. But honestly, like at the same time, like kind of fun. If me and River are like, if me and River
But no.
are like doing our skincare routine together, it's kind of fun.
You should tell them they have baby skin, so like they don't need the skincare.
yeah, no.
Like we do it to get their skin.
Yeah, I've seen Sephora employees like literally have to tell 12-year-olds being like, you really shouldn't put this on your skin. It's
Yeah.
really
Yes,
bad
it's
for
not-
you.
Yeah.
You haven't even fully developed yet. Like,
Inappropriate.
how are you anti-aging? You haven't aged yet.
Yeah.
Sarah has
It's
a
just
point too,
crazy.
because they're skipping, like they don't need to glow up.
Yeah.
They're
No.
getting
Older.
I mean, everyone's getting older, but
Yeah.
they're
But is it expediting the process?
having it. That's not for some people. Not even puberty.
It's just crazy. I was like, this is, but that's just like some of them. Like one of my other nieces, she's not into any of that. And she just likes to like
How old is she?
10. She's a year younger than them. And she's just not, you know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
fucking
crazy, the like difference.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm like, I wonder where
crazy.
River's going to fall. And like,
I can tell you where she's gonna fall.
but like, I also think it would be so fun
Stop it.
to
Don't-
do like, let's do our
Don't be
eye
selfish.
cream.
Don't be selfish.
But I think they do. I think they should make like young, because I think kids
Yeah,
are into
listen,
this type of stuff. And like
every like boy, like when you know, like would use their. I remember shaving with my dad when I was like 8, and he'd either give me like a razor, like a fake razor, or like something that looked like a razor, and then I would put like shaving cream. Sure, do that with your
Like,
with your kids. Like it's fake. Put like I don't know something that's not $85 or not even made for kids
Yeah.
on their skin,
That
or
part.
actually have a routine. They
Yeah.
can fuck around with mom, but they don't need to actually think that there's
where
something
is
going on here.
where is the Fanta chapstick? That's
lip smackers.
what I was using.
I was
Dr.
obsessed with
Pepper.
those.
Dr. Pepper lip smackers.
Like, that sufficed.
Yeah.
Nope,
Okay.
they use Dior now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it is crazy.
Out of their
It's
Lululemon
crazy.
pouches.
And it's also just like, I mean, it's different, I think, with me, but one of them, the oldest one, was nervous to order at the table and was like, Mom, I want the spaghetti. Because I think a lot of kids in that generation are on like iPads or whatever at a table. And so they're just like forced to not socialize with anyone. And so it's like uncomfortable when they don't have the iPad. They like don't know how to socialize. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, they go to school.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
friends.
Oh, yeah. And they all play sports. They're all like super out there. But I think it's just like, yeah, maybe in restaurants, I feel like it's probably different. I mean, my mom would be like, go check out. Like, here's my credit card. Go check out.
Yeah.
But no, I mean it's a problem where their kids have lost their independence, whether it's they're being raised by iPads or parents are being like too helicopter-y, like it's a growing problem. Not our daughter though.
Yeah, I feel like if I was your niece, I'd be like on a horse every day.
Well, that is one of them.
Yeah. Like that one would
But that's
be me.
also like, that's on a farm of, with no one else. She's an only child.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she gets on a horse and she like goes out
like
into
the
the
animals are my
woods.
best
And it's
friends.
like, yeah.
I would die for that.
Hey, Snow White.
Well, we have a great episode today. We have Jenn Tran, your current Bachelorette, with us later in the episode. Excited to talk with her. Lots of burning questions. Obviously, we were in mid-season form. She's got an old boyfriend showing up. Does she keep him? Does she not? Does she like any of these men? Again, lots of questions with Jenn. On a very sad note, Haley Merck passed away. Haley was on my season of The Bachelor. She left week 2. I didn't really get to know her very well at all, but I very much vividly remember her, and I remember her to be very sweet and kind, and it's just very tragic. I mean, she struggled with a very tough battle of leukemia, it sounds like, and recently passed away. So our love and hearts go out to her family, who are obviously going through it. It sounds like she really put up a very courageous fight, and unfortunately, she is with us no more. But very sad to see that she passed, and we're definitely praying for her and her family. We also have Janae and Kenny's episode of Going Deeper that dropped yesterday. I feel like everyone in the world has already listened to it, but if you haven't, it is a very fun, very sweet episode. It's a love fest. Really believe it in those two. As I always say, relationships of all kinds are very hard to make work. And so who knows what the future holds for any of these couples, but I believe in their shot. Like they have a real shot, and I'm really excited for them. They're great people. So make sure to check out that episode if you haven't already. All right, let's get into household headlines. Well, the U.S. women's gymnastics teams popped off again.
Got a gold.
Did they
shocker there.
always get gold?
I think we're pretty damn good.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah. We pretty much dominate gymnastics.
Oh,
We.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
We are
Well, they represent
as I'm wearing a
us.
Paris
Yeah, for
top.
sure.
But yes,
They represent us.
Yeah.
So it is we. We did really good on the vault. And we worked really hard. And I'm just really proud of us.
Simone did great. They all did great.
They all did great.
There is some drama going on over in the gymnastics, though.
I know.
Because Michaela Skinner, she's an Olympic silver medalist. Before their version of the Olympics happened, on a YouTube video, she said, but besides Simone, I feel like the talent and depth just isn't what it used to be. I mean, obviously, a lot of girls won't work as hard. The girls just don't have the work ethic.
She's trying to say that because they have Simone, they don't have to work as hard.
No, they're just saying besides Simone, like nobody actually
She
is
said
good
this.
anymore.
When did she say this?
She said this in a YouTube video that's now been deleted.
How long ago?
Before we won.
Did you see Simone's caption?
So then, so Simone posted and she captioned, lack of talent, lazy Ozempic champions, heart emoji, Olympic.
Did you say
I said
Ozempic?
Ozempic.
Freudian slip. You're watching too much Housewives.
I am. Lack of talent, lazy Olympic champions.
Period.
Yeah.
Ooh. No, didn't she apologize?
Yeah,
Michaela.
she did. She did, but she had to.
Yeah.
Especially when they got the Olympic
That's an
gold.
L.
So.
Was she at the Tokyo Olympics? Or
When did she last compete?
yeah.
Michaela Skinner.
Yes.
Did she win gold?
Silver.
Ooh. You know how many golds Simone Biles has?
8, I believe.
8?
24.
Oh, 24?
Something like that. It's in the 20s. It might even be approaching
It was
30.
20. No, it was 23, and then they just won gold again, so 24. If I'm doing my
That's-
math correct. I don't know.
You know, when they
How many gold medals or how many medals in general?
This is her 5th gold.
How many medals in general? It said it on.
Wait, she's only
MVP.
won 5 golds?
She's got 23 world gold medals and then 6.
World gold.
Oh, so every year they compete at the World Championships. The Olympics is only every 4 years. Either way, she's really good.
Yeah, no, she's good.
You can tell, like, when she wins, she's, like, really happy for her teammates because it's
Yeah.
almost as if she's,
This is
been there before.
Simone Biles' 8th Olympic medal.
8th Olympic medal.
Mhm.
Fifth
How
She's got 24 medals.
And then 5th gold.
5th gold.
Wow.
Either way, very good.
She's collecting.
She's impressive. The whole team was impressive. Suni Lee, like,
Auburn Tiger.
amazing. I mean, I just like watching Uneven Bars is one of my favorite Olympic events that happen. And it's just so crazy watching these people just swing their bodies like full on pendulums. And then I also watched a couple people fall in like training. And I was like, what
you
would that
see-
even feel like?
Did you see the Brazilian girl who fell on her face and then got back up and then did the routine? Well, she can't get back up right away. She
Yeah,
had like
she
the
could
whole
walk it
bandage
off.
over her face.
Yeah.
Stud. Absolute stud.
I'm like, wild. So impressive.
Did you see the video of right after they got their gold? Like, I think it was Suni and Simone were like, what TikTok dances are you doing? I'm going to do this TikTok dance. I'm going to do this TikTok dance. And people were like, how iconic is it to like win an Olympic gold and be like, let me shoot a TikTok? Yeah.
Been there, done that. Yeah.
That is crazy.
That's acting as if,
Right.
like they've been there before. Also, the women's rugby team. I really supported my women's rugby. Did you see the finish of that?
No.
You should have. It was
Okay.
amazing. They were down 12-5. Seconds left. Seconds. And then the ball, I don't know, the football, the foosball, whatever the rugby ball,
Yeah.
there's probably a name for it. They were on the other side of the field. And then then someone broke away and ran all the way through, like to the other end at the very last second and won. And they won the bronze medal.
Remember when Auburn did that to win the national championship?
It was very much like that. It was like,
Auburn's gonna win the football game.
yeah. It was like a
Still
last
get
second
chills.
miracle play for the bronze medal. And then like the Australian women's, like you felt bad because it's like they were crying, just bawling their eyes out while the women were just like cheering and celebrate the U.S. women rather. It's
Ah.
pretty cool.
Congratulations, US. We're killing it.
Were you watching Pommel Horse?
No, but I did see that guy who's everyone loves
Meditating.
because he's like meditated for 4 hours and then dominated on the pommel horse.
How do we know it was 4 hours? There was a camera on him for 4 hours, or
That's what they said. That's what the internet says. The internet's never wrong.
never wrong, never. And y'all believe that?
Yeah.
I will say there was an Olympian athlete, Gianmarco from Italy, who lost his wedding ring while waving the flag on the boats. Did you see that?
I heard about it.
And then he posted on his Instagram to his wife, basically saying, "I'm sorry, my love. I'm terrible. I'm terribly sorry." But
You
like,
couldn't
what,
just like call her? Why are we?
I guess
looking on
not.
Instagram?
Yeah, he posted like
saw
on
it.
Twitter. Right?
It was on
Instagram?
Instagram, yeah. But I'm curious,
Hmm.
like, what would you do if one of you guys lost the ring?
I wouldn't communicate that
Via
Through-
social media.
through in an Instagram to Natalie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would be crushed. It would be very sad.
I feel like I'd be more mad
If
You would
Natalie
be more
lost the
mad?
ring or if you lost your own ring.
if Natalie lost her ring.
Yeah.
I mean, like, mine's not worth as much.
Hmm. The diamond.
I'd be mad, but like,
That's what I was also wondering. I'm like, is
Replaceable.
it like a family heirloom? Is it something that like
This?
can't? No, not yours. About the.
well, her
Gianmarco.
band is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That like Gianmarco's ring or whatever. I was like, I wonder if he's so concerned about it or wanting to show how concerned he is because maybe it is like a family heirloom or something that can't be readily replaced. But for the most part, I'm like, don't you guys put insurance on your rings?
You probably should.
Oh, well.
Nick, yeah.
No, he keeps forgetting. Did y'all see that the triathlon was postponed because there's fecal matter in the Seine?
The river in
The
Paris.
river, yeah.
How do we say it?
And
The Sen.
The Seine, yeah. that was right.
postponed.
Why not canceled?
How about
Rescheduled.
relocated?
Relocated.
Honestly, I was shocked that the mayor actually got in the water to
And swam
swim
in
to
it,
begin
yeah.
to begin with. I thought it was an actual impossibility for them to be able to filter the Seine to the point that people could swim and not get some sort of bacterial disease.
This was an issue they were criticized
Why is
since
it
they announced it.
so dirty? I mean, are they just pumping?
I'm pretty
raw
positive it's like
sewage in it?
sewage. Like
It just
there's
funnels into
boats.
there.
There-
Like a lot of Parisian people won't swim in it.
Yeah.
Like for generations are like, that's not clean. We know it's not clean. But then like the mayor made a point to swim in it herself.
Because they were they were like clearing it out supposedly. I was there in May. I saw no attempts of like river being shut down for them to like clean it. And as I said, they constantly have riverboat tours and people live off of boats on the Seine.
Are there other bodies of water in the greater Paris area where they could compete?
Well, I'm like, even
for
though where
this?
they're doing rowing right now, it's like a bit northern from like northern France. But I'm
Yeah.
like, there are other bodies of water. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But
They
I
go
did see
swim in
them.
this shit.
They did start it. So where did they go?
What do you mean they started?
I saw videos of them jumping in and swimming.
Are you talking about the mayor or are you
No.
talking about like
The triathlon?
athletes?
Athletes, yeah.
So it wasn't postponed, or it was postponed, and now they're doing it.
And now they've either found a new location or they felt like it was clean enough or
I'm asking, has anybody heard from their mayor? Like since she's jumped in.
she's down bad.
She's an X-Men now. She's turned into a
Yeah.
mutant.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, what is going on
That
here?
sounds like the beginning of a comic book.
They're still
Absolutely.
swimming in it. So like it was postponed, but then they went ahead and was like, you can go ahead and greenlight it.
Oh,
They went
I'm
back
okay.
Yeah.
Like my
I'm
thing,
okay.
you're coming up out of this water and you're opening your mouth to get some air to come back down. Water is going in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
How are we signing Olympic athletes up to possibly get infections?
There was a water test they did like a month ago that showed it was clear though.
Oh,
clear
a month ago.
enough.
Clear
a month,
enough.
A month ago, though.
Yeah.
Well,
So I guess they gave up
Yeah, I'm like,
by then.
are we rerouting sewage? Are we? I don't know. I'm so confused about the plans and how that
Yuck.
works out, but I will be watching.
Ugh.
Did you see that Gen Z slang was officially added to the Cambridge Dictionary?
I did not see that.
why not Merriam-Webster?
She's still thinking.
Okay.
She's marinating on that idea.
Okay. She's like,
don't know about
I
that
don't
one yet."
know. My dictionary? Fuck that.
But basically, they added the ick, boop, if you know, you know, face journey,
Boop.
chef's kiss, speed run, and side quest.
Wait,
I don't-
wait. Why does Gen Z get credit for chef's kiss?
There's that. I have a question. How are I thought the whole thing about dictionaries is that it gives you the definition of a word, not a term. These are two words. Face journey, chef's kiss. These are two words that you would
Yeah, this is
define.
giving Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary.
1000%.
Yeah.
Again, back to like, I feel like chef's kiss has been around for a minute.
1000%.
Has it?
A movement in which you put your fingers and thumb together, kiss them, then pull your hand away from your lips as a way of showing that you think that something or someone is perfect or
Yeah,
excellent.
I'm sorry, Gen Z.
So
You
they're
don't-
defining,
that's
like,
not
the-
yours.
No, it's the movement.
Ick. I'll give you ick.
They're defining the verb of chef's kiss. Like, it's a chef's kiss. Like the hand to the mouth and then like the.
No, I get it, but like, I feel like that's what it
So when
always
you-
was.
So when you put your fingers together
Yeah.
and then you put them to your
Mhm.
lips.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Right.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah. But yeah, ick for sure. You can have that. What's the boop 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 bop?
So boop is
It's
a gentle hit or touch on a person or animal's nose or
It's
head.
what Leah did to Connor on Love Island.
It's like a boop.
Gen Z invented that too.
Were you saying it in 1990?
I feel like it's been done. I feel like every parent's done it to their baby.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
But we weren't saying, oh, boop.
You guys were just booping.
Yeah.
We named it.
You're
Yes.
welcome. Ah.
Meanwhile, new study finds that women need more sleep than men because they use their brains more throughout the day. Thoughts?
Anything you want to say?
You do sleep more.
Um,
But
Say
what?
more.
You guys are smarter than us. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Invisible labor, the behind the scenes conception, that planning of tasks that keep the family and home afloat. Whatever it is, a woman's brain is working and they need approximately 20 more minutes of sleep because of it, according to a study from Lowenberg University. The Sleep Foundation reports that nearly half of all women get less than the recommended 7 hours of sleep per night due to stress, hormonal changes, caregiving, and more.
Caregiving.
AKA baby.
That's why I wake up early and feed River and let Natalie sleep in the morning.
Well, that's nice.
20
of
minutes.
You.
There you go.
There's her 20 minutes. She
There's
gets at
my
least
20
a
minutes.
half hour more.
All I need is 20.
I can't tell you the last time I got 7 hours of sleep.
What are you doing in the middle of the night?
Not so much what I'm doing in the middle of the night. I'm just like typically 5-6 hours.
What time are you going to bed?
It depends. Sometimes 9:30, sometimes 10:30. I just wake up
At
and
like 4 in the morning?
my body clock. When I wake up, I'm up. Like there's no like going back to sleep for me. My brain is like processing. I'm thinking the whole time, and if I like if I think I fallen asleep, I'll look at the clock and it's been like 40 minutes.
If you're usually going to bed around 10:30
Mhm.
and you say you're not usually getting 7 hours, that means you're waking up around 5-ish
Yeah.
every morning?
That sounds about right.
I will say I wake up at 6:30 and I always see Sierra's post and it's like an hour ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl,
Good morning.
You are up.
Yeah.
Damn.
I feel like that's when you should get up so that way you could like get your workout done
Yeah.
for the day.
Uh-huh.
Come home, wake up River, feed River, take
Right.
care of River, and then I'll get up.
Oh, sure.
Just throwing that idea out there.
you can workshop it. Yeah.
We could, yeah, we'll
For
converse.
sure,
We'll go
yeah.
back and forth about it.
Wait, did you guys see the TikTok viral video of women with fake pregnancy bellies dancing?
I've
Or
deleted-
sorry, clubbing.
I've deleted my TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Well,
It's been such a mental cleanse, let me tell you.
has it?
Yeah, I feel like everyone needs to go. It's like it was a crazy addiction. Like I would sit there and River would be beside me and I'd be like, it was so bad.
She's
And I
like,
was
"Mama,
so
please."
no, she's like, mom,
Mommy.
ignoring her. So yeah, so I deleted it a few months ago and it's been like the best thing that's ever happened to me. But anyways, please keep me up to date.
I think you would enjoy this one. I also haven't been on TikTok in a minute, but like once you know it's made it to Instagram, you know, okay, it's viral.
It's viral. Yeah.
So I made it to Instagram and basically like two girls, like probably in their late 20s, put on fake bellies and went out clubbing and they were smoking cigarettes, taking shots, twerking, and they doubled down. So when people were like, you shouldn't be doing this, like, are you pregnant? They're like, I am pregnant, but I'm taking prenatal, so it's okay. And like
They were playing into the bit.
they're
Yeah.
playing into the bit.
And what is the response? Are people like, that's so funny? Or are people like, literally, fuck you?
It's kind of
actually-
fucked a little bit.
It's a little fucked, yeah. But it's both responses. You
Yeah.
have the support that are like, this is so funny, and then there's people like, it's why? Like,
Because if you're out at a club and you see someone presumably pregnant
Yeah.
drinking, you almost feel like you should say something. But at the same time, you ask yourself, is it any of our business or whatever? And then to end up all being bullshit is kind of like you're setting someone up to really make a scene.
I mean, it's also like if you see someone out pregnant, drinking, smoking, whatever, and like you go up to them and you tell them, hey, you shouldn't do that. Like, I feel like that's probably not the first and only time they've done that. So you telling them, like,
I guess. but
maybe it'll help, but I also, they probably.
that's why it's fucked.
I will say the men in the video were twerking on the bellies. So you had women being like,
Well,
you need to
that-
stop, and
they
then the
found
men
out
maybe.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Yeah. I'm after like a couple people coming up, you're like, it's a joke, but like, let's have fun. And they're filming it for the internet. And I'm like, people do way more nefarious things as jokes for a couple views on the internet.
Like
Truly.
Jax Taylor.
It's fake.
You think so?
Gotta be.
So for the audience, Jax Taylor is going to inpatient treatment for his mental health.
My first reaction was good for him.
Inpatient means that he's going to a facility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's there.
Yeah.
He's checked in.
He's checked in. It's not like going to therapy once a day.
It depends. I'm like, I don't know if it's for a storyline or I'm like, how bad was filming this past season that you've actually had a moment of self-realization that maybe you do need to check on yourself.
I hate even questioning its authenticity, but we know they are filming the Valley right now.
Yeah.
You know, and we wouldn't put it past Jax Taylor to
Make a storyline.
do it for the bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's like if we see this when the season comes out and there's cameras in this facility and he's being like interviewed by his therapist or whatever, it's like, do we?
Yeah,
Can you
if this is a
imagine?
storyline on the show, then I question
Yes.
its authenticity.
Cameras inside
Yeah.
of the...
I-
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope it's like as a fan,
Hope he's getting help.
well, no, as a fan of the show, you know, I'm intrigued to see this part, but knowing, I don't know, it's just I don't want it to be part of the show because I feel like it will.
How long has he been there? Do we know?
I don't know.
I think he just checked in. The story came out yesterday.
I mean,
Yeah.
he has already posted on his Instagram story with a caption saying healing.
This is around the
So-
same time.
It's kind of giving.
One his rep said he has made the decision to seek inpatient treatment. This is a particularly sensitive time for him and his family. They ask for privacy and respect until he is ready to speak more on
While
this
he's
matter.
posting
That
on
is-
social saying healing.
I do think he posted that before he went, though. So I think it was like he was having some crisis
he was reading some self-help books. He posted about it.
and then spun out and then went
Listen,
to inpatient
I hope he's getting the help that he needs.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
off camera.
Yeah, if it's on camera,
Because
then-
Jax is the queen of on-camera therapy.
Yeah,
So
But admitting to not really going to therapy on his own. So,
Yeah.
and then having this be a major storyline.
Mhm.
You know, the same day he goes, it's press. You know,
that's true.
I just
like you could
I-
hide that for a couple days.
the same way that they hid the separation for months. Like, that wasn't something Jax wanted to get out.
I just struggle to believe anything that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
So
But I
That's-
hope he's getting
Yeah,
the help
it
he
has
needs.
to. I have to see, the actions speak louder than words. I have to see that he's there and he's working on himself and he comes out and he's learned and he's a changed man. Like, I need to see all that before I believe and root for Jax Taylor in front of
agree,
me.
yeah.
Right now, I feel like he needs to be held accountable to be a better husband and father and man and friend.
It does
and-
make me wonder if they're filming the Valley. Like, does he just disappear the rest of the season? Like, if it's genuine, like he needs help, like he must
If he's-
disappear, right?
If he's genuinely going to inpatient therapy, that's intense. That,
Right.
Someone's really obviously struggling if that's what they require to get help.
Right.
So it would make no sense for him to continue filming the show.
Or come back next
Or
episode.
you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's
Yeah.
that severe that requires him to go to this inpatient facility, then he has no business being on the set of a reality TV show.
Mhm.
Like, the mental health toll it takes for anyone to go on reality TV, I don't care what the format is it's intense,
Yeah.
And you don't need to be a doctor or a therapist to, oh, you're struggling with your mental health? Yeah. So what do you talk about your day to day? Oh, I film a reality TV show. Well, you could stop that.
There you go.
Like, step one.
yeah.
Facts. No.
I hate questioning it, but it's Jax Taylor. But
I feel like the only reason I am sitting here questioning it is because we just saw last season him saying, I'm going to therapy, and Brittany being like, you've been fucking saying this and like you're not doing it. Like, you don't take this serious. You don't mean it. This isn't who you are. Like, you're performing. You're doing this for the cameras. And I feel like if I hadn't have seen that, maybe I would feel a little bit more inclined to like believe that this is genuine. But I don't know. It's just, I don't.
Well, wishing them the best.
As
and
Kaylor
we'll
Martin
see.
says, fuck.
Fuck.
Kaylor Martin, no dummy, has filed for a patent, right?
Trademark.
Trademark.
Same thing. Right?
Well,
Potato, potato.
yeah.
Yeah. Did she get the trademark?
She has a trademark.
She has
yeah.
a trademark for fuck. How do you spell fuck?
FAWK.
FAWK. It's
Good for her.
Yeah,
want-
absolutely.
Yeah, that was.
for her.
I'm very glad that she took that into her own hands, and we're not seeing some random company selling her.
Like the Viall Files.
Sure, yeah,
Nope.
yeah. I'm glad we're not doing that.
No,
I'm
but
glad no
absolutely
one
good
else
for
is doing
her.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, but she put the categories for everything. I can't imagine. I mean, it's underwear, shoes, sports caps and hats, sweatshirts, t-shirts, beach footwear, sandals and beach shoes, sports jackets, track pants, swimsuits, lingerie, beach cover-ups, footwear, namely, and flip-flops.
I hope she makes $1 million.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah. She
That's
deserves it.
crazy.
Can I say, when I saw the word lingerie for like, I didn't know this till like maybe
When
a
you
year
saw the
ago.
word lingerie,
I thought it was lingerie until like a year ago, and I realized, oh, that's the same word.
honey.
I know.
I mean, I'm not
Like I thought there was
fuck.
lingerie and then like lingerie, you know?
What did you think lingerie was?
Like the classy way to say lingerie. Like we can't spell lingerie on paper, so we have to say lingerie.
That sounds like something I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you read it
Sorry.
right.
Hell yeah.
Like what?
Yes, Nick. That does sound like something you would do.
Phaedra Parks returning to Atlanta Housewives.
Yay!
I'm excited about that.
Me too. She's so funny.
It
And
does
she-
make sense that Kenya had to leave for her to come back.
And Candy.
And Candy.
Yeah.
Right.
Mostly Candy. I feel
Mostly
like.
Candy, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's quitting being the Married to Medicine, which I feel like it was time.
Yeah.
Is that show doing well?
Married
I
to
don't
Medicine,
know.
I hear, is
It has a
very
following.
underrated program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Interesting.
It's been around for a minute. It has a following. I mean, she's rumored to be leaving because allegedly one of the castmates brought her ex to cast trip, and like her exit was leaving the show.
That is giving on script.
Exactly. It's
Like,
giving convenient for Atlanta.
this is giving there's the door, Shannon Medore.
There's the door.
Nice.
Helix Sleep! What more can we say other than it's the greatest mattress of all time? It's maybe the greatest invention of all time. Step aside, Benjamin Franklin. We don't care that you invented electricity because I only really care about who invented Helix mattress because it's amazing. We now have our Helix mattress Moonlight at the lake house, so now we can actually feel like we're sleeping at home when we're at the lake or when we're in LA. It does not matter. Every mattress needs to be a Helix mattress. I don't know what else to say. It's so soft. It's so great. It's so affordable. It's truly unbelievable. There's a mattress for everyone. They have a lineup of 20 unique mattresses. We, again, use the Moonlight mattress. And if you don't have to take our word for it, you can sleep on it for 100 nights. Test it out. Do what you want. Roll around, sleep on it, jump on it, make sweet, sweet love. It doesn't matter. Plus, all their mattresses come with a 10 to 15-year warranty, depending on the mattress.
They also have the Helix Plus, which is a mattress designed for big and tall sleepers, and the Helix Kids mattress, which are designed for growing bodies and endorsed by child sleep experts.
If that's not enough, just know that they were awarded the #1 mattress picked by GQ and Wired magazine. So what more can we say other than it's an amazing mattress at an amazing price? And if you are in the mattress market today, all you need to do is go to helixsleep.com/VIALL. Helix is offering up to 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. So go to helixsleep.com/VIALL. Again, that's helixsleep.com/VIALL. With Helix, better sleep starts now. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. With Rocket Money, you have full control over your subscriptions and a clear view of your expenses. I myself have saved over $1,000 just by getting Rocket Money because then I found out all the apps I had downloaded, I've been paying for that I wasn't using, and it's truly incredible how much you can save. So stop burning money and wasting money and start saving it where you can better utilize it. Who knows what you could be buying with the money that you save by getting Rocket Money. Also, they will help negotiate and lower your bills. Up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill, send it into Rocket Money. They will do the rest. They'll even talk to customer service for you. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's features. But that's just on average.
Recently, I had to change my card information, and I found out how many subscriptions that I was actually subscribed to, how easy it would have been to just have Rocket Money be able to tell me that right then, and I could have canceled on the spot.
Thank God you have it now.
Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/VIALL. Again, that's rocketmoney.com/VIALL. Once again, rocketmoney.com/VIALL.
I'm loving this season of OC.
Isn't it so good? We have to get into it.
Heather needs new friends.
Yeah.
Heather is miscast.
I said this last season. I was like, put her on Beverly Hills,
That's
where
what people
she's
want. People want
surrounded
that.
by the same level of wealth.
It's a disservice to Heather. I can't, on one episode, watch her and her plastic surgery husband, Dr. Dubrow, remodel a house and just without blinking talk about the $30 to $40 million it's going to cost. And on the very next episode, watch Heather sit around her poor friends who can't afford rent, who are being accused of being squatters.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it's like, it seems like everyone on the cast of OC, like the cast of OC seems like a group of people who really want to be rich and they want to appear rich.
Mhm.
And some of them might be rich. And there is certainly a ton of money in OC, but there's a lot of other people who present as rich and like they are really good at spending money. They also have as much debt as they have assets and things like that. They're, everyone's talking, failed businesses, from
Husband's not working.
Tamara's talking about struggling with at the gym. And then you have Gina struggling. And I don't know what's going on with her boyfriend that we can got to get into that. And then you have Heather sitting there being like, kind of eating Chex Mix while
She's thriving.
while her friends are like talking about like not being able to pay rent. And I don't think Heather should pay these people's rent. But when you talk about having so much money, you kind of seem like a dick by not helping out your friends. And that's why I think, again, Heather just needs new friends.
Yeah.
She's like, that's why you can't hang out with people and be close with like people who are not on your level.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise it just either you're expected to pay for them or you kind of seem like an out of touch, privileged, selfish person. Because like if $40 million that you're just like whatever with, like you can't afford to help a friend out, and pay their rent who's clearly struggling. And again, it's weird. I don't think she should have to pay for it, but it's just like, why is she hanging out with these people?
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense.
You're onto it.
I want to see Heather be, I want to see her opulence. I want to see her just like dripping in money. It's great, but I don't want to see
struggling.
Not in contrast with somebody who's getting evicted.
because she's talking about not paying her rent, and Heather's just like, I'm like, Heather, you need to help her out, but at the same time, does she? I don't,
Yeah.
like
You are onto something. I think OC has lost the plot.
Yeah.
Because OC is the original Housewives. It was the first one to ever exist. And it was actual housewives married to rich people living in a rich community. Now they're all divorced. Now they don't have money. And then Heather came in season 7 and now she's like, well, I have money. I'm still married, but OC
So much money.
and OC is a really rich area, but they have the same people, but not the money.
Mhm.
So they've lost the plot. You're
I mean,
100% right.
Heather was originally on, like, everybody was keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
So it's like, it wasn't like she was the outlier being more so rich than anybody else. Everyone had, it was like married to like plastic surgeons, the whole nine. And now it's a lot of single housewives or trying to figure it out.
And that's why, to Sierra's point, people wanted to cross over to Beverly Hills because it's like each franchise has their own like reputation. Like Salt Lake City isn't all about the money. It's more about like the spoof of it, the characters. And like Heather's money. So she deserves to be Beverly Hills.
Even finding out that Heather and Sutton are such close friends, I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sutton's
Rich.
making what, $300,000 a month just off of
Alimony?
alimony alone.
Yeah.
It's even more than that.
And
It's more than that,
she's
yeah.
got a clothing store and she's traveling, like, you know what I mean? Like, those are your people.
Mhm.
And yet I don't believe that you're friends with Emily. Sorry.
Katie's all upset because like Heather, doesn't go out of her way to like make her feel welcome and warm. And I'm just like, yeah, because like Heather's out of your league.
Maybe she just didn't recognize you or know you.
If I'm Heather and I have that much wealth and privilege, and I would keep things close to my vest,
I will say it's a slap in the face for people that act like they don't know you.
Oh
Like
my
if they met you more than
God,
once and then they like are in
yes.
public and
I
they like
get it.
walk past,
No,
don't
sure.
even say anything.
One
But, like-
time I did a full-on photo shoot with a girl, and she then kind of blew up a little bit and like popped off and got a following and started like dating some people in the scene. And I ran into her somewhere and I was like, oh my gosh, hi, how are you? And she was like, hi, my name is, and I was like, okay, okay, bye.
I mean, we've all done that though, and I guess my point is, and it's you're
the problem.
I know I have. But that's the thing. It's just more like it is rude, and like Heather hanging out with this cast is constantly going to set her up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
She does seem out of touch. Like, it's like you've got one person talking about eviction and then she's like, I couldn't find a referee shirt that wasn't made out of synthetic fabric. Don't worry, I wore something underneath it so it doesn't touch my skin.
Which I love. It's a great line. It's so good. Like,
That's Housewives.
Yes.
That's what I want to watch on Real Housewives.
Yeah.
And it's yeah. What is going on with Gina and Travis?
Okay, so Travis has 3 children. Gina has 3 children. They have been living together, according to last episode, for 4 years.
Mhm.
And Gina just started in real estate last season. So I guess her real estate career is kicking off.
She's making more money.
Making more money. Travis has an ex who I don't know if their divorce isn't fully settled or is constantly causing issues. So Gina, on her up and up, feels like she should be allowed to provide for her kids, take them on vacations, the whole thing. I don't think she's prepared to take Travis and his children as well. So to make herself feel better, which is what she was saying, I'm selfish or I'm choosing to be selfish, is that she wants to move out or have him move out with his kids so that she can focus on her family and not so much on his. But I'm also kind of like, she's also saying that she's doing it for the kids for more space and whatnot. And I'm like, I don't think that seems like kind of a cop out, because at the end of the day,
which he called her out for.
yeah, if you're going to be a blended family, you're going to be a blended family. But
And she doesn't want to break up,
she doesn't want to break
but
up.
she doesn't want to separate the family.
She doesn't want to break up, but she doesn't want to be under the same roof
She doesn't
while
want
he's
to
handling his stuff.
She doesn't want to be the mother to his children, I think.
I think
I
that's
mean-
inherent or like subconscious.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if she's making this money, she's like, I don't want to spend this on his kids. I want to spend this on my kids.
On a vacation for 6 kids and 2 adults. She'd
Which is totally valid. But also, like, if this is your partner,
Just opt in or opt out.
It's also,
Yeah.
You know?
it's for better or for worse kind of situation to me, where I'm like, you're saying that your partner isn't in a good place right now. So it's easier for you guys to separate, but like, we're still going to be in a relationship, but I'm just going to spend my money and do things separately outside of you. And I'm also like, how do you think that's going to make the kids feel when this is all recorded and they can see why you chose to leave, and then be like, maybe one day when your dad gets his stuff together, we can all move back together and be a happy family and go on vacation because I'm not the one paying for it, is what it comes
Yeah.
off as.
She wants him to make more money.
She wants him to make more money. She wants him to handle whatever his divorce situation is with the ex, which is apparently causing issues. I don't know what that actually means, but it seems like it's all monetary, in my opinion.
What is the lowest salary of a housewife? Do we know?
I would assume 200,000
$200,000.
around that. Let's
For
see.
a starting season? I feel like that's even a lot.
You think that's a lot for
that's definitely a lot.
Yeah, I was like,
no.
it depends. I mean, I don't know what they get away with from like adults, like Housewives versus like Vanderpump Rules, but
Jen has not, she doesn't, I think she's a partner to a yoga studio.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And she's been on the show for a season.
What
so
does a 5-star yoga studio mean? We're a 5-star yoga studio?
But our social media sucks.
do you know how hard it was for me to find their social media? It was so hard. I had
That's
to
probably
Google.
But is this a self-proclaimed 5-star yoga studio?
Yelp.
Maybe they have some, maybe
Some
they have
reviews?
ratings.
I will say the lowest salary I've seen is in like the 200,000s.
Okay.
So we don't know specifically who the lowest or what the lowest is.
Is it like a thing for Bravo to make their talent appear poorer than they are? It's kind of bizarre.
Usually it's the other way around. Like
Yeah,
the
it's
Jen
like how-
Shaws.
Jen Shaw, yeah.
Right? But like a recent, like a lot of the, I don't know. Like
I do think the definition of a real housewife is like redefining. So I think like they're moving less away from like you need to be really rich and more about like
Characters.
yeah. So there's that part of it.
I want real rich though.
Yeah.
I want them
too.
to be real rich and be character. I mean, I think that comes with being real rich because you have this sense of like, you don't know how to act because you have so much money. You've never had to like be normal or struggle for anything. But like, yeah, I think that coincides. But like it's definitely interesting to see like Jen and Gina just talk about not having anything.
Yeah.
But I totally see, I mean, hell, Jen being like, I married young. He took care of everything. Like,
No credit card.
I've never had a credit card in my name. Like, I know so many people who went down that path where you get married young. You just like, the man steps in, he's got the job, he takes care of everything. You bear children, you take care of the children, you don't handle finances. There's no communication between finances. You're not a teammate, you're not partners. You just like, he takes care of one thing, you take care of another, and then you divorce and you're like, holy fuck, what is this world?
Yeah.
And I've seen that happen to so many people. And so like, I feel for Jen. I can't imagine like what she's going through right now. I wish she would go and get a job. Maybe anywhere.
She has one. She's a housewife. It is kind of weird that
That
they always
is true.
pretend that
Yeah,
they're
that's
not
true.
making money.
Well, and also she's kind of going back into the same thing with Ryan.
Yeah.
Because now Ryan's the breadwinner who has all of the money. And he was even, what did he say? He was like, you can take my car and I'll just get myself a new one.
He took on her, what, $24,000 debt?
Mm-hmm.
Then again, though, his money is like a mystery.
Yeah, she said
It
he
seems to
doesn't
be
work.
a thing in Orange County.
Yeah.
She said he doesn't have a job and
A lot of criminal
he
activity, I
doesn't
feel
work
like.
either. So where is his money coming from?
He does have a job. And I said that I was going to look into this more. So I did not.
Well, she said that he works in the sunshine.
No, but I mean, like, I know that he handles large sums of money. I don't know what he does if he's investing it. I don't know because I know he got in trouble because he's also a gambler as well. So I don't really know.
Oh,
He
boy.
could have like maybe just like hit a major jackpot in Vegas and was like, cool, retired. I don't know, but
When it sounds like Jen will have money soon through her alimony and divorce. Like that's her issue, right?
I do think that cleared. Yeah.
Anyway, it is sometimes hard for me to like buy into the I'm poor storyline with some of these housewives because it's like always like, well, wait, like how much is Bravo paying you?
Yeah.
And yes, listen, you can make $300,000 a year and be broke as fuck if you
Mhm.
don't know how to like manage your money. And if you're trying to compete with the Heather Dubrows of the world, it's pretty easy to go broke. So that is entirely possible, but I don't know. When she was talking about not being able to afford a rent, I just wanted Heather just to kind of look at her and go, "It sucks." I knew she wasn't going to say
Or
that.
if
but-
Heather just like gave her a
check.
check for like
Here's just 1 month. You're a good friend.
just like $100,000 check and was like, there you go, babe. Don't worry about
Seems like lunch for her.
it. Yeah.
Her like catered like Nobu dinners that nobody gets to eat at.
Why were they playing flag football? I don't understand. Like, is that just something?
Let's give them something
I think
to
people
do.
love
I
to see a
guess.
housewife doing something dirty. Like way out of their like
They definitely
Realm.
edited it to make it seem like,
they were tackling.
yeah, and like throwing 50-yard passes because they would toss it and then to be a separate shot and then they would catch it.
No, there was one
That's
shot.
clever
Where,
editing.
there was one shot that they did make the pass, and I thought to myself, I was like, I could never do that.
It seemed like clever editing, actually.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know better than me, so
The more I watch OC, the more I'm Team Shannon.
Yes, I was
Oh
just
my
gonna
God,
say
yeah.
Alexis drove me nuts this episode.
She wants to be Shannon. The dog.
Getting the dog is so weird.
It's so creepy.
That's crazy.
Like that's the 2 steps too far.
The
ma'am.
trainer.
The trainer, like all of that stuff where I'm like, I get it. Jim took you to the
Sure, that
gym,
could've- yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
The dog, that's
The dog.
bizarre. And even then how she was acting, it just reminded me so much of just like Mean Girls in high school kind of thing, where like fake friends, where it's like, just so you know, we have sex 5 times a day. Just so you know, like Jim, my guy. And it's like, why? You don't have to talk about it right now, but you're choosing to because you want to make her feel some type of way. And that to me is just gross.
Yeah, I'm really loving Shannon. I know she's an imperfect person, but we all are. And she really seems like she's, you know, doing her best to just figure it out.
Yeah.
Why
is
Tamara being such a bitch to Shannon?
Every season Tamara's on, she's a bitch to somebody.
I remember like that was last week, but she called her like a bad person.
Yeah.
Like what?
They were best friends like since the start because they're OGs, but then they were Trace Amigos, so they had a podcast together, and then that was a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Tamara's now alleging that like at Trace Amigos like events, Shannon was like pouring drinks into her drinks, like alcohol into her drinks. So Tamara's just like a, what is the word? Like fake friend?
Yeah, Tamara brought Jenn on last season to throw her under the bus and say she doesn't have money and that she's pretending to be rich. And it's like, why'd you bring her on here? Like, tore apart her relationship with Ryan, and it's like that you brought her on as your friend.
She seems to be Team Alexis, which immediately I'm like,
Tamara's also a good soundbite. So I feel like Tamara will say whatever to like make the show.
No, Tamara's a great housewife.
Yeah, for sure.
Entertaining for sure.
Tamara's the Lisa Rinna of OC.
Yeah.
Where like she's like the soap opera. I'm gonna like burn the bridges to like make the story, but then like hurt my friends in the
I
process.
hate this person in the beginning of the season. By the end of the season, they're my
best friends. Yeah. Also, in Shannon's defense, Sierra and I saw like the papers that she was served, and Alexis is named on it as an interested party. So
Shannon did not lie. And
we don't know.
Find the door.
We don't know that she was on the initial paper that served her, but she was listed in the court case.
I feel like you owe her an apology, Alexis. Sorry. How common are boudoir shoots still today?
They must be common.
Like, I know it was like a thing that you did before you got married, and it was like a wedding gift to your husband. Was like this photo album of sexy photos. I did not do that for Nick. I'm sorry. I don't know if you were hoping for one.
Oh no, they charge thousands of dollars for those too.
Plenty of your nudes. It's great.
Perfect.
But that's what I was gonna say too. Is like I've never understood the concept of it because I'm like, at the end of the day, you sleep with this person. They see you naked on a regular. Why would they need a book of you in lingerie to be like, oh, thank God I got it. Yeah, she's out of town. I got this.
And do you think they pull out the like photo album instead of like Pornhub?
Well, I just.
Genuine question.
As the lone straight man in this room.
Yeah, please tell.
Yeah, I don't like, you do the photo shoot. It's always like, who took all these? You know, it's always like.
And also, like, could you like wear that outfit tonight? And you're like, oh no, baby, that was at the studio.
Yeah.
I
just put on like
20 other women were wearing that.
Put on the lingerie, take a selfie, and send it to me. Like
also
reality.
The reality, like send the nude, you know, or send the lingerie. I don't need a photo shoot that like clearly like required like glam.
That's laminated in a book.
That's what I was gonna say. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like
like a photo album,
Nick,
like page through.
Put it on the coffee table.
Oh, same outfit, different pose. Okay.
Here's my wife. We spent $16.50 on this book, so please look at my wife in lingerie.
It's next to the Vogue.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but like a JCPenney's like sexy photo shoot isn't a turn on.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A JCPenney.
Like that's what I get when I like her boudoir shoots was like. It was like JCPenney's, no? Like it didn't look like sexy. Yeah.
For like Skims.
Put on the lingerie, ladies. Put on the lingerie. Go out to lunch with your friends. Excuse yourself. Go to the bathroom. Go into the mirror. Take a selfie. Open up the blouse a little bit. Send it to your husband. He's at work. He'll love that. That's all you need to do. You don't need the whole photo shoot. Like make it seem.
Who has time for this?
Literally.
Or just put it on that.
Also, we're wearing lingerie to lunch. Ouch.
Ouch. And you're wondering why we don't get 7 hours of sleep a night.
Literally.
You don't have to wear it till lunch. I would just say it.
My coochie's being cut in half while I'm trying to eat a chopped antipasti salad.
Underwear's fine. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Lingerie to lunch should be hot though. I stand by that one.
No,
I am just saying you don't need to do the photo shoot. Just take the selfie. Pop out a titty. You know what I'm saying? Like just.
No, for sure. That is so much less work and so much more affordable than a whole boudoir shoot.
That just ended me.
I'm trying to eat my salad and I'm like, ouch, hold on, a lip is just out and like rubbing on my jeans. A wire. Yeah. Oh my God. No, but and then we see Sean drinks a goddamn big gulp every day. That's crazy. He gets up and he goes to 7-Eleven every single day and gets a big gulp of Diet Coke.
Baby, you know what's crazier?
What?
That's like America.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
That is
7-Eleven purists are not something to be fucked with.
yeah.
I do love a big gulp.
Yeah.
I will say a fountain drink on ice, a Diet Coke on ice, big cup, long straw.
But the amount of people
Nothing hits
drinking
more.
a gallon of soda every day.
No,
That
it's
is crazy.
great for a road trip, but you're going out of your house to go and get that and then come home.
Is that not like the epitome of rich? It's like to get a
No,
big
it's the
gulp because you
epitome of
have,
America.
but like you have the money to buy like
America.
a LaCroix, but you're getting a big gulp.
I'm kind of with you. That's what I was
Because Lisa
thinking.
Barlow does this too, where she only
Yeah.
drinks big gulps.
She only eats like Wendy's.
Yeah,
It's a weird flex. But I was like, this is how rich people stay rich, the same way that you guys were
Kathy
like,
Hilton
maybe,
does it. She
uh,
buys her like clothing from gas stations. Like it's like this weird.
Yeah, it's this weird. This is why the rich stay rich.
Yeah,
Because they're cheap in all of the areas that most people that want to be rich would never be.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, we don't need designer clothes. I get my clothes from Costco, but you know who can charter a private jet? Me.
Shit. That's so true.
The secrets of the rich.
That's crazy.
I'm really enjoying this season. I've really given up on Jersey.
Yeah.
I will say it is confusing. Like the internet is confused right now that Bravo announced that there was 12 episodes or that there was 3 more left. But that would have been this past week, and we still have a finale coming. It's like nobody truly knows how many episodes are left or what's happening.
I'm ready to give Dubai a shot.
You need to do it.
But
If you want rich, Dubai is rich. I know I've said it before, but like
Yeah.
this is worldly, like international money.
But like, what are the fights like? Are we throwing drinks on
So
people?
here's the
Are
thing.
we...
So in Dubai, there's laws where you can't like act crazy in public and
Yeah,
like curse and stuff. So like
boring.
they're shady. Like the way but the way they fight each other is like
Through wit.
wit. So like it's
Mm-hmm.
really funny to watch.
Okay.
I'm here for that. I love like a quick comeback.
You haven't seen Dubai? I'm shocked.
I just started it, but yeah, no, I'm typically domestic with my housewives.
Domestic.
Yeah.
I don't like to leave the U.S. with my housewives.
You're not
I
international.
barely leave
I'm
the
not
western
international.
area of the America.
Also, there's this thing where like if you notice, Housewives will test out different cities on Peacock first, and if they do well, they make it to like live stream to like cable. So Dubai was on Peacock first season, but it was so big that they moved it over.
What do you think is the most out of touch community in Housewives universe? Orange County, Salt Lake City, or Jersey?
Out of the 3,
Yeah.
define out of touch.
Yeah.
I was like, Jersey's very true to Jersey. I will say that. And I know that we're not like going into it, but I'm like the
Mafia.
sending the like funeral
Oh.
flowers.
Did you see this?
No.
So Margaret sent funeral flowers to Teresa's house, being like, sorry for your
The loss of your dignity.
the loss of your dignity. Like it's insane.
It's so
Yeah.
epic.
She ate.
And it's when Teresa invited all of the wives except for her to like a hearing with her lawyer to be like Margaret was talking to Louis' ex.
Yeah, and during that time, she knew exactly what time this was going down, and
So
had
sent
them
the
send a
flowers.
huge funeral like arrangement that said, "Sorry for the loss of your dignity."
Was Teresa like, oh my God,
She said,
these
"Send
are
it back."
beautiful.
She didn't
and
read
then
it.
Read
She
it?
read sorry for the dignity and was like,
Send it back.
take it. I don't want it.
Threw it like pretty much in the floor of man's face. Like was like, "Nope, tell them I don't want it." Like the whole thing. So I was like, "It's shady."
Period.
But that is very on theme for New Jersey.
Yeah.
So you're right.
Also, this episode, there was a man who had an allergic, John Fuda had an allergic reaction to shellfish, I believe. His face starts swelling up. This is the most Italian thing I've ever seen,
Oh my
where he was
God.
like, I don't need a doctor. I'm
good,
fine.
I'm
Just
good."
splash some water on it. And like one of the husbands was like freaking out, being like, you need to call an ambulance. You need to
Margaret's
get this
husband.
checked out. And who's having a cancer scare
and then
right
Joe
now.
Gorga pulls like out his dick and starts peeing in the bathroom while he's like red and like dying.
Like,
The drug dealer?
yeah. And then they call the ambulance. The ambulance comes and he's like refusing to see them, for the ambulance to be like, yeah, you need some like ibuprofen and I think you'll be okay, but we'll come back if you need anything. But he was like, I'm Italian. I don't need it to be
I think
looked
that's
at.
like with Jersey, like there's a lot of culture
Yeah.
in the
Yes,
show
for
that
sure.
I'm not familiar with, and so it's fascinating, and I see it differently than like Orange County. It just seems like a bunch of white people
For sure.
who I feel like I have absolutely nothing in common with.
Okay.
You know, where
Yeah.
it's just more like these people are so fucking out of touch. You know, it's like maybe because
I agree with that. I would say Orange County too, outside of, because Beverly Hills, I feel like just fits the zip code as well.
yeah, right. It's more like, oh, well, yeah, there's a reason.
Their drama's like, you started to remodel my house, my $1 million house, without asking me. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's what I would expect for Beverly Hills
I mean,
drama.
out of the rest of the franchise, I think like New York would be out of touch because that's where you have like Sonia Morgan who was like putting an elevator in her house. You know,
yeah,
like things like that, or like
I miss old New
everybody's
York.
in a penthouse. Like
There's
nobody's.
something about Orange County where it's just like it's a community of like, again, it's just like it seems like a lot of wannabe rich people.
It's because they're all divorced.
Yeah.
That's why I said they lost the plot where they were all rich with their husbands, but now they are all waiting on their alimony and can't afford whatever bills they had.
Well, and it's also like Orange County as a whole is so huge because, like, mind you, I'm like, you've got Anaheim, that's where Disneyland is. Like, it's like Mission Viejo, and then you've got Newport and like Laguna. So I'm like, we don't know where these people actually live in the proximity of Orange County. Like, we don't know if they're like, if one's in Mission Viejo and the other one's in Newport.
Sierra has a point because the original concept was they lived in a specific gated community,
Mhm.
like a really expensive one. I don't remember the name, but imagine like Bel Air, but like on crack in Orange County. So like none of them live there. None of them can afford to live there. So it's like, it's not even the original OC.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
Who should we get from OC on?
Shannon.
Oh, Shannon. I want Shannon.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
Shannon. No questions asked.
Shannon Bedore.
I would love Heather Dubrow, but
We had Heather on last
Were
season.
you
I wasn't
That was before
here.
you. Yeah.
We can bring her back.
We can bring her back.
Yeah,
Rather
she's
recap.
great. She was great.
Heather was fantastic.
Yeah, I can be like, why aren't you in Beverly Hills?
We asked
Did
her
anyone notice our new rug?
I did.
I hope they did.
then on YouTube.
Yeah, like, did we get any comments?
I'm no longer tripping. I haven't seen comments.
I don't
though.
read the comments.
It's one of those things where they take it for granted. Like they
Yeah.
see the messy, but now it looks clean and they're like, oh, I don't notice the mess.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's like our house.
All right, well, it's time to get to Jen. Excited to talk with her. We have a lot of questions for her about, like, how many dates did she have planned with this guy who's showing up for this season? What weddings was she supposed to go to? Does she even like any of these men? Lots of burning questions. We get to it all with Jen. Here we go.
There's a lot of decisions you have to make when you have a baby, and the one that I feel the most comfortable and safe making is using Huggies for our daughter, River. I always tell Nick that when River's crying, she's trying to tell us something, and that's the case with most babies. They express it through cries, and so we've turned to Huggies. The new Huggies Skin Essentials are here. A brand new dermatologist-approved line of diapers, wipes, and pull-ups training pants that are all designed with baby's sensitive skin in mind.
Their wipes are so thick and pH balanced to help maintain healthy skin. Their wipes have 0 harsh ingredients for a great, gentle clean.
The Skin Essential Diapers features the Skin Protect Liner, which is what helps take care of the ick and stick that can cause rash. They have this liner built in their diapers.
The whole diaper helps protect against the top 2 causes of rash by managing moisture and running mess. The liner gives you the barrier to help absorb moisture and lock away runny mess from baby skin. Pull-Up Skin Essentials has your big kid covered too with a training pant that is ultra soft and breathable to help protect sensitive skin through potty training. Learn more at Huggies.com.
Once again, head to Huggies.com to learn more.
As the season unfolds with warmth and unexpected moments, Vessi is here to help you fully embrace the excitement of life adventures in the city.
With Vessi's innovative technology, you'll navigate every splash and surprise in ultimate comfort and style, whether you're exploring vibrant city streets, finding hidden urban gems, or setting off on daily spontaneous adventures. Vessi has you covered. Vessi has a wide range of great products. The Courtside Classic is the newest urban living shoe with a classic vintage look. The Courtside Classic is a court-inspired shoe that keeps your look sleek and simple with a high aesthetic vibe. It has a padded tongue and collar for feeling of effortless comfort, perfect match for a daily adventure in the city. It's an easy-to-wear waterproof shoe with maximum versatility so you can embrace the rain and relax in style for all types of weather.
Well, all you yachters out there, make sure you get yourself the Courtside Classic. It's the perfect boating shoe. You can just dip your whole foot in the water. It'll stay dry. Crazy. We love Vessi. Their shoes are 100% waterproof. No, not water resistant, waterproof. And it's perfect for your walks in the city, adventures, hiking, traveling. They're great for everything. Make the most of city life with vintage style comfort sneakers. The Courtside Classic. Discover more fantastic styles at Vessi.com/VIALL. Get your pair today to get an automatic 15% off your first purchase at checkout and be ready to stay cool and dry. Jen.
Hey,
Welcome to the Viall Files.
thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
We're fantastic.
so good.
Yeah.
Great. I'm excited to be here.
We're very excited to have you.
Crazy episode this week.
Very crazy episode. I wasn't expecting so much all in one episode, to be honest.
Oh, and neither were we.
That might have been the most unhinged episode of The Bachelorette I've remember watching.
You think so?
I was crying laughing. And
At
also
what
just
part?
been like, what is going on here?
Oh gosh.
It was a kaleidoscope of emotions.
It was like a cringe laugh. I was like, I couldn't believe what I was saying.
Honestly, I couldn't believe it either.
Right? Like you're seeing
Mhm.
things
Oh,
for
yeah.
the first time.
Oh yeah.
Too.
It's been very revealing watching things back.
Oh, I'm sure.
And very it's interesting. Every time I see myself on TV, I think that's my evil twin and that's not me. And then we move past it. So
Wait, what is there something about yourself that you're not
No,
enjoying
not.
watching?
I mean,
have been really enjoying you as the Bachelorette.
thank you. I appreciate that. I think some of the decisions or maybe some of the things that I'm letting slide by. And I think I realize how much of a people pleaser I am watching it back. And so that's a little, it's hard to see that sometimes. Yeah. Yeah.
How has the experience overall been? Are we still like really glad we said yes to being the Bachelorette? Have there been moments of like, I can't believe I'm doing this? Like,
No, I never really have regrets about
Okay.
anything. I really think everything is a lesson to be learned. And even like if I made mistakes or I'm unhappy with a decision that I made, I think it's nice to be able to be aware of that and learn from it. So I don't have any regrets.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
What has been the hardest thing to watch back about yourself?
Like I said, some of the decisions that I made and letting certain things slide by.
Okay.
Because
anything specific you want to address, or
I don't know yet.
we have specific questions? We can.
Okay, you can
Yeah.
ask me specific questions later. I think I'm a very I want to make other people happy at all
Mhm.
times. And I think I'm realizing that watching it back that maybe that's not like the best emotion to be portraying at the time. And then I'm like, okay, I should have just let my smiley guard down and just like
Mhm.
actually show how I was feeling kind of thing.
Is there what are moments where you felt like you were feeling one way and you presented another to the men?
Definitely on top of that building on this episode jumping off, like you could see I'm like trying to make a joke out of it, but I am also like extremely uncomfortable up there. And I wish I had just like let my guard down and just like sobbed. I mean, I know eventually that I did, but I think at first I was like, okay, there's cameras around. Like I'm just gonna like try as much as I can to just like be calm and smiley and like make a joke of it. But like, I was so like I wanted to crawl out of my skin up
Your
there.
discomfort up there
Yeah.
seemed obvious to us.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like all of Bachelor Nation felt your discomfort. I
Okay,
feel like
that's
the
good to know.
only one who didn't pick up on your
Yeah.
discomfort was Sam M.
Yeah.
But he does seem to be someone, and this is like the second week in a row, where he wasn't seemingly picking up on your cues,
Mm-hmm.
which is, well, kind of alarming sometimes. Like last week, it was like he was really physical and kind of like almost jumping on top of you. And like, yeah, you guys had a physical chemistry, but it was
Mhm.
almost like, bro, like, was that as uncomfortable for you in that moment
Yes.
as it was for, that it seemed like?
Yeah. See, that was another moment in which I was like, why are you smiling? Like, you're obviously so uncomfortable. Like, and I think I like to just make things seem like they're not as bad. And I mean, it wasn't like, I think in the moment I was just a little like, okay, this is not the time and the place right now to be doing this.
That's also so relatable though. Like I feel like all of us as women can
Yeah.
relate to feeling like, oh, I don't want to embarrass him, or I don't, like this guy's asked me for my number. I don't want it like in front of his friends. I don't
Right.
want to say no. I'll just like give it to him, I guess. But
That's
you
so
don't want
true.
to. So it's like, I am like so proud of you for eventually being like, I know it took you a moment to get there, but to eventually
Yes.
be like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. I was like, not the time and
This
place.
is not
babe.
what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also like, yeah, I feel like you're almost being too hard on yourself because again,
Probably.
like your discomfort felt obvious, and it's
Okay.
like it's people's job to pick up on cues. Like
Yeah.
he put you in a position to have to actually be like, what are you doing? You know,
Mhm.
like and almost forced you to do another uncomfortable thing, which is to call him out when you were trying to politely say, hey, like
Yeah.
give him the cues, and he just was refusing to pick up on that.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I feel like I'm always such like, I'm my harshest critic, right? Like watching things back, I'm always going to be like, oh, I wish that I had been more blank about this and that. So like, yeah, I get that.
I think the only thing we're really upset with you about
Oh, you're upset with me.
Correct.
Oh, okay, this is news to me. What's going
is
on?
this like, and as a former lead,
Okay,
I understand this is an irritating question,
okay.
but why did you send Brett home? Because
We interviewed him.
we talked to
did see
him,
that.
and I
He's
was
a sweetie.
So
I had
charming.
low expectations,
Yes.
but then I was like, it's not adding up. I don't understand. Like, I don't expect her to marry the guy, but like, you couldn't keep this guy around for a couple weeks, or like
But then what good is that going to do for him if I keep him around knowing that?
So you really hated him.
No, I never hated him. I think he's an amazing guy. I think he's so funny and sweet and charming. I just, in that moment, felt like there wasn't a connection off the bat. And unfortunately, I just don't think it does anybody any good to just keep them around for the sake of a show.
It's valid.
Because for me,
I get
it wasn't a show. It was my life.
No, I understand.
valid.
But
You
like,
know?
I don't feel like you have connections with Thomas or Jeremy or Sam N or
Jeremy.
Spencer. or
Jeremy.
You'll never be able to
Jeremy.
say Jeremy.
Yeah. But okay, but Brett moved on.
Okay, good. I'm
He
glad
did.
he should. I think he's going to do so well. He's already doing
He was
so well.
giving, I think we said this to him, he was giving Grocery Store Joe.
Yes,
Where like
yes, that
he
was
maybe
yeah.
was quiet or awkward
Yeah.
and didn't show his full personality, and then like America will love him and he is going to thrive and be so fun.
I'm so happy he's getting the love that he deserves.
Yeah.
So happy.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you can answer this question,
Oh gosh.
but I feel like we hate a lot of your men.
Oh,
Well,
tell me how you really feel, Nick.
yeah, some of them are just, and it's like obviously the stuff you don't see, right? Like
Right.
in the moment, it's all
Okay.
the stuff that just we're watching.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well,
What about
that-
their behavior has surprised you?
I didn't realize how catty they were,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Right?
I had no idea any of those scenes were going on. Like with the cocktail party, I didn't know
Yeah.
any of them were just being so aggressive and shouting and like all this
Mm.
fighting. I had no idea, which I'm mad about. I'm like, let me listen in. Like, let me be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm surprised to see how passionate they all were.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At this stage of the season, if you could go back in your memory, like who is your strongest connection?
At this stage, I'd probably say Devin after that one-on-one date.
We
Okay.
also-
Yeah.
We love Devin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been
Yeah,
really
we're big.
enjoying him. Anyone else? And I ask this because I'm having a hard time seeing. I feel for you, as like it's, like you said, it's your life. I know what it's
Mhm.
like to go in those shoes. You're
Mhm.
trusting a lot of people to select, 25. How many men did you have? 30?
25. Well,
25?
why do you hate my men?
It just seem like they are undeserving of you.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
They-
Is there something specific? Like,
Well,
Is there something I don't know?
Yeah.
Do you need to tell me?
yeah.
What's gonna- well, you know that.
I'm just
We don't
not. Maybe Jonathan. You and
Oh.
Jonathan
Oh,
seem really
love
cute.
Jonathan, yeah.
I
Loved-
really,
yeah.
I like you and Jonathan. I'm just having a hard time seeing any connection worth your time, and I
okay.
feel like it's mostly their fault or all of
Okay.
their fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's not my fault, I'm happy
No.
about
No,
that.
you didn't pick
No,
the
you're right.
guys. It's like
No, we love Devin, Marcus, Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're struggling a little with Thomas.
Okay.
And did you notice his way of pulling people to talk to them?
Yeah. It's
kind of bizarre.
it's very interesting. He just goes, "Hey, let's talk." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Whoa."
It's very like grabs the arm.
I
like,
know.
we gotta
Thank
go
God he
talk.
wasn't doing that to me. I'm like, "What are you doing, grabbing me
What are you
for?"
doing?
Well,
That's very
Makes me
interesting.
think too. I'm like, was there anybody that you've been like watching what's happening behind your back? Was there anybody that you were surprised by their behavior, being like they're not this way with me, but they are this way with all of the guys in the house?
I mean, I think it's very clear cut. Sam M is very different with the guys than he is with me. So very shocked to see that behavior. Yeah.
what about Sam M has caused you to explore that relationship up into this point that we're seeing in the season? And then obviously we talked about his lack of reading cues.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something we might keep seeing from him as the season goes on? And do you regret giving him more time, given his lack of ability to pick up on some of these cues that seem important to you?
I will say that at the point where we are in the season, I think I just have so much hope for the connection because he was my first impression rose and I kind of had just like this gut feeling. So I think at that point, like I wanted to prove myself right. Like I wanted to be like, I picked this guy for the first impression rose for a reason. And so, yeah, I mean, I did give him a couple of chances to prove that to me.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
definitely did.
Yeah.
You definitely did.
Yeah.
The way that he told the waiter, like, no, and we're gonna jump. My jaw was on the floor. I was like,
Yeah,
this
well-
isn't like trying new food. This is like jumping off of
Right.
a building.
Did
Right.
it come? I mean, we all know this show can be edited. Sometimes we lose context, but did he come across as aggressive in real time as it did on the show?
I will say in that moment, it was exactly how it was portrayed.
Okay.
And this is one of those things where like I look back and I reflect on like, why didn't I take that as harshly as like other people have taken it? And I think it's because my whole life, I haven't had that like empathetic person come out and like not coddle me, but like
check on you.
but check on me and have that nurturing feeling. So when a partner does it, it feels familiar. It's like, okay, this is kind of what happens in my everyday life. And I remember actually thinking in that moment, like, this is how my brother would act. But that's okay because that's my brother. That's not my partner.
Yeah.
So it's funny thinking back now. It's like I let it slide so easily because I was like, this is such a familiar feeling. I would never get someone to nurture me in that moment when that is what I want in a relationship though. So yeah, that's kind of where my head kind of was at.
It didn't
then.
catch you as off guard as it caught the rest of us.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, that makes sense.
No,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what more questions we can ask about Sam N that you can answer because I know you can't really give anything away. Is there anything you want to say in his defense? If there was anything to defend, you know, because I feel like he's out there blaming the edit or you know, saying he feels misrepresented. Now's your time. If for all the people who can't stand Sam M and feel like we're waiting for him to go home, do you want to say anything?
All I'm going to say is I don't think anybody can edit you in a certain way that you're not already.
Okay.
No one's going to put words in your mouth. Those are your own, and you got to take responsibility for that. And that's all I'll say.
Period. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you
Enough said.
feel about him continuously saying, let's keeping the main thing the main thing? And I'm assuming you are the main thing?
Or Thomas saying the same thing.
Did they say that to you?
Whoa, they're best friends.
Are they currently dating? Because they seem like...
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. You know, I don't think I picked up on it as much because I think most of the times when you see it on the show, it's like in an interview or with the boys and not as much with me.
So they didn't say that in front of you?
Maybe once or twice, but not nearly as much as I was seeing it. I was like, what? Is this a tagline? Like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Did you trademark this?
Yeah, like-
Yeah, what is going on?
Like, are they winking at the camera?
Is this your brand?
Yeah, very confused about that one.
So
Did
funny.
you notice him almost stumbling out the door drunk
Thomas.
when he left after it was last episode?
When Sam and came in
Mhm.
to,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, oh great, the two people that are fighting over me that I don't.
Well, first of all, I didn't know that they were fighting, right? Because I wasn't seeing that. So in the moment, like when I remember it, I just remember Thomas he seemed upset, like very upset. And I thought, oh, like he's just upset because his time's taken, like cut short. But he was really upset because he also didn't like Sam N at the time. And I didn't realize. So it's funny piecing things back together
Oh, I
when
bet.
I watch back now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
also had multiple moments thus far where you have two men kind of getting aggressive with each other in front of you, like whether it's to like steal time for one-on-ones or whatever. What's going through your mind when that's happening? Because it makes me so uncomfortable.
Really, I'm gonna let the boys figure it out for
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not the type of person that's gonna sit there and teach somebody how to act in a situation of conflict. Like, and I think it's very telling how long the boys are gonna keep it going on for. So to me, like, I liked being a fly on the wall, watching these conversations happen, watching the uncomfortable happen, and seeing how well they resolve conflict for themselves. I'm not your mom.
Yeah.
I'm not here to do that for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're grown men. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, forgot what happened, but you approached the men and kind of called them out for some of their behavior.
Mhm.
And then later in the episode, a couple times we saw you. I think you asked Sam M.
It was.
and a couple
Was it
times.
after Aaron dropped his bomb
Mm-hmm.
and said, "What did he say? You can."
Some people aren't here for the right reason.
Oh,
I know,
yes.
but then
Said
she was like,
everybody
"Can you?"
wasn't here.
No, and then you were like, "Well, can you tell me who?" And he was like,
Yeah.
"You can figure it out," or something. It was like, "You're giving me a job."
I have so many things about that.
Please.
Here's the thing. I was so happy for Aaron to go and pursue his dreams. You know, I was like, great, you should go do that. And, you know, I no hard feelings. But
Mhm.
then when he was like, oh, I have something to tell you, and he didn't just fully tell me who it was like, then in that moment, you're doing it for your own reasons. Like, that felt selfish for me because you're putting a damper on my journey for what reason? Because if you truly thought that I could figure it out for myself, then you would have just let me figure it out for myself. You wouldn't have to tell me a thing, right?
Totally.
So it felt very selfish in the moment. And then it just made me angry because then I had to address it. And it didn't need that. It didn't need to be like that. He could have just left and I would have been so happy for him.
And I've never seen a Bachelorette have to like ask the guys, like, Did you what'd you think of my speech? It came across as you felt like they didn't hear you. Like they didn't really acknowledge what you said, as though most of it was like, I think that's kind of the frustration of watching some of these guys. It's like this episode was so unhinged, but I can't tell if any of them are really taking this seriously, if they're or they're just like, Sam N seems like he's watched 50 seasons of The Bachelorette. And he's just here like
but he missed the episode of how to like comfort when the Bachelorette's scared.
Yeah, he missed that one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it's as if they aren't like acknowledging or hearing what you're saying. Was that your reason for asking these guys if they heard what they thought of your speech? Because no one really seemed to give a crap about what you had to say.
I don't think that was the case with everybody. I think there were a lot that did hear what I had to say and took things very, very seriously. But yeah, there were a couple that I think were so confident in the connection that felt like it didn't need to be addressed and they didn't need to reassure me, which was, definitely a little bit alarming, because it's like, why wouldn't you want to reassure me? In that moment.
Nick, I felt like cracked the code when we talked about this episode on Reality Recap a few weeks ago, whenever Aaron dropped his bomb. And it was him saying, there are guys here that I don't think are ready for this, while he is leaving for a job, aka not ready for this.
Yeah, there was also that.
It's like, I'm happy for you, but like
why?
Why did you show up if you have to like move for a career? Like if this was the real world and he was in a relationship, he would have been like, hey, I'm not ready to date right now. I have to give my entire life to becoming an Air Force pilot, which is an amazing dream. But it's kind of like, why is this a very pot calling kettle black? And I'm not sure what was wrong with, like, is it Devin's sense of humor that makes him not ready, or I'm not sure what Aaron was talking about. But
I will say in that moment, like, I don't know how the Air Force works, and like maybe he just didn't know, and I'm okay with that. And like, I'm so happy that he got that opportunity, and that doesn't bother me. But yeah, I mean, I definitely knew who he was thinking of, because the episode before that, him, Aaron, and Devin were having like a little spat about pulling me. So like, I knew he was thinking of him, right? I just wanted him to grow the balls and just tell me and just say it.
Did you have any problem with how Devin's approached pursuing you in the first 4 weeks?
No, I didn't. I mean, that's the premise of the show, right? Is to get as much time as you can and to show that you're here to make an effort and to show that you care. So I didn't have a problem with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Sam N.
Yeah.
Jen's husband.
My husband. I still have that jersey.
I don't think he knows what manifesting means. Did you feel the need to explain that to him, where it's like, well, we're not actually married?
The manifestation hasn't taken place yet.
It's like, we'd have to be married for me
to be
you would be my
wife.
Right. Yeah. Well, but he was like manifesting it, no? Like that. He was like,
certainly trying, for sure.
Trying.
But he was speaking to you as if it's
already been done.
Yeah.
That's
see,
fair.
I told you I was going to manifest it. And like, okay.
Was it manifesting words on a jersey? Because you nailed it.
You know what? It was cute. I give the boy some credit.
I actually feel for him.
Yeah.
I think he's just a bit of a fish out of water.
I think so too.
I think it's easy to laugh at some of his behavior.
Yeah.
And certainly, I think he has a lot to learn, maybe about love and dating, and he's a little green, so to speak. But I will ride for Sam N much more than I'll ever ride for Sam M.
Facts.
Yeah.
But you did
But
send
I would
him
love
home.
to know what Jenn thinks about that. Would you agree or disagree?
I can't say if I agree or disagree, but I will say that, yeah, I think Sam N was like, he was just a fish out of water. He didn't know what he was doing. And I think it was sweet. Like, his intentions seemed sweet. And for me, like, I'm not going to fault anybody for being a little bit forward,
Just not your guy.
Yeah, it could work really well for somebody else.
That
Sure.
was also a moment that I was like, yes, thank God, Jenn, when he wanted to kiss you. And you were like,
yeah, I was kind of like,
No.
I can't drag this on any longer. You're so sweet. I just don't see it. And I felt bad. I wasn't just going to kiss him to keep him. So, I had to let that fish go.
fish out of water.
I guess my question was just more so like, was it like all too much too soon, or was there any pressing reason as to why when he went in for the kiss, you were like, you know what, actually?
Just wasn't feeling it, unfortunately. I feel like in those moments, you kind of just know when somebody asks you. And I just was like, I don't think I want to. And then I was like, oh shit, like I should probably send him home if I don't want to.
Probably a sign.
Yeah, that's probably a sign.
Let's talk about the ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, let's do it.
Or maybe not ex-boyfriend.
Oh my
Oh.
or as we know, his ex-boyfriend. What are these weddings that he made it seem like you were like supposed to go to with him?
Yeah, fair. So we had been friends for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, we dated 3 years ago.
What is his name? I forget.
Matthew.
Okay.
We reconnected here and there. We'll get dinner and stuff. Like, I live in Boston. Well, my family lives in Boston. He lives in Boston. So, like, we'll see each other here and there. But over the past few months, like, post Joey's season and stuff, like, we just, like, talked a lot. But, like, he lives in Boston. I live in Miami. So, like, there was nothing there. I was still seeing a bunch of other people. Maybe not a bunch of other people, but, like, a few other people. Whatever. He had a few weddings in Colombia that he needed a +1 to. I'd never been to Colombia before. I was like, a free trip to Colombia. That sounds great. So I was like, yeah, I'll be your +1 to Colombia if, like, I'm not doing anything, you know? And that's kind of where it all came
And then you
from.
were quite booked and busy.
I was very busy. So I did tell him, I was like, hey, I got to go do this thing. And unfortunately, I can't be your +1, but maybe some other very lucky girl will.
Did you tell him that you were going to be the Bachelorette, or did you actually say you have to go do this thing?
I did not tell him.
You didn't.
No, okay, I lied. I did.
Okay. I think it's okay.
Okay, I did. Yeah, I
Secret
did.
side.
How
did he respond to that?
Period. How did he respond?
I think at that point he was just like, yeah, that sounds great. Like, good for you. I'm happy for you.
There was no.
Mm-mm. He
Like-
wasn't like, I don't want you to go. I love you.
Yeah, he was like, wait, no, I'm in love with you. I want to be with
Yeah.
you.
And even if he did, like,
Was there any mention of him being like even joking, like, oh, wouldn't that be crazy if I showed up or anything like that?
no, definitely not. Definitely not.
And so we obviously were very surprised.
I was very shocked. I don't think we were in New Zealand. Like, it's not like we were in Kansas or Connecticut. Like, he flew to New Zealand. And at first, when I saw him, I thought to myself, wow, a friendly face. Like, I'm so excited. Like, he must be here to give me like some advice or something. And then I was like,
Dude's not going to fly around the
very,
world to like,
very
give you advice.
quickly, I was like, this man is not here to give me advice.
I felt like you were actually overall happy to see him. That was my read.
He is someone who's been like a good friend in my life. Like,
Okay.
we've known each other for 3 years now. I know his family very well. Like, we're on such good terms. So I wasn't like upset because he wasn't like a toxic ex or anything. If anything, I was very confused in that moment because I just didn't think that he loved me like that.
Did you not?
He was like, I love you. And you're like, Matthew.
Well, I mean,
I feel good about it.
I
after this
really,
space a little bit.
as someone who knows what it's like to show up late for a season,
Yeah.
I really loved the gesture.
Yeah.
You seemed happy about it. Good looking guy. I really hated the I love you part. Up until that point, it felt like I can believe this. This seems genuine. He knew her. The story lines up. Like, you know, you guys connected after The Bachelor. I think a lot of people do that, you know, where it's just like you go through this crazy experience and then like maybe there's someone who like realizes like, whoa, shit, man, like, what am I doing? I should really pursue this person. And then you guys talk, you get to go and be the Bachelorette. But the I love you part felt performative. That felt to me where it's like, this is a guy who's saying this because he feels like he should say this and that's how he's going to get on the show rather than kind of being confident in the connection that you guys did have, whatever real connection that was, and just kind of lead with that.
Well, I was just confused because we hadn't dated in 3 years. Like, we had seen each other here and there, gotten dinner, whatever. But I was just confused where the I love yous was coming from. And when he said, like, we were in love, like, we were never in
I
love.
was about to ask you.
We were never in love. So I don't know, maybe he thought we were in love. We dated for like 3 months. We were not in love. And so I was really, really shocked and confused and trying to wrap my head around what exactly it is that he had wanted from me in that moment. Yeah.
Do you think fame he wanted or no? Or?
Listen, the thought definitely crossed my head for sure. He does have a little TikTok following, so like I'm not.
He does.
Yeah.
Yes.
From what?
He has a little wiener dog, and he posts about
Of course he
it,
does,
and
yes.
he's
That's
wiener
not what I
dog
thought you were
boy.
going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. I was like,
Oh,
okay.
oh God, no. Wiener dog. Wiener
Yeah,
dog.
We can really edit the shit out of that.
He has a TikTok following because he has a little wiener.
Dog.
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 Yeah.
Okay, the dog's cute. so he
The
has a
dog is
following.
so cute. And so, I don't know, he just got a bit of a following in Boston and whatever. And so, yeah, he's a bit of an influencer. And the thought definitely crossed my mind. But I know him very well from knowing him for 3 years. And I thought, I'm going to ask the question, like, do you really mean that? Why are you actually here? But I think when he doubled down, I was like, oh, okay, shit, this is serious. Like, I don't think he would have flown all the way across the country to New Zealand if it wasn't.
When you hung out and even when you're hanging out as friends,
Mm-hmm.
even though you were friends,
Mm-hmm.
did you see him did you have any type of maybe crush on him? Were you kind of thinking on your end, he's kind of cute, I like this guy, should we rekindle it? Knowing that you didn't communicate that and that was never actually a thing between you guys, but were you ever in your head like maybe thinking there's something there?
I think back then, like before all of this happened, my mindset was more like he's someone I feel very comfortable with and very familiar and someone who knows me very well. And so I wasn't thinking like we're going to date, like I like him so much, also because we just lived in different states at the time. So it just I didn't see him in that light during that time.
When you guys dated 3 years ago, who ended it?
He ended it.
He ended it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And how long did you date?
Like 3 months.
3 months.
Nothing
and then
crazy.
you didn't hear from him until after you were famous, after the Bachelorette?
We had seen each other over the years, like here and there.
Okay.
So like it wasn't like totally out of the blue that he like reached out after Joey's season.
Well, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, on one end, a guy does not ask a girl to be his date in a different country if he doesn't like her. But then you're famous, and it's just like he's got a little wiener dog, and
he's bringing his famous friend as his plus
so it's
one
like,
to these weddings.
I don't know. Is it? It could go either way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't really focused on why he was inviting me. I was like, I've never been to Colombia.
Okay, I'll take the trip.
A free trip to Colombia, a hot tub. Like, it just sounds great. It sounds great to me.
Well, I know you can't say because it ended on a cliffhanger, but I'm 99.99% sure.
It looked like he was ready for rose ceremony.
You kept him at least for a minute because it would be kind of rude to make him dress up, go to a rose ceremony, and then send him home.
I will say, yes, you did see him in a tux, and you'll just have to watch and see what happens with that.
Of course. Yes. How are we feeling post show? Are we like feeling potentially in love? Are we how are we?
I won't say like if I'm in love or not,
No,
but
of course.
I will say that I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the way things turned out, and I couldn't have seen it going any other way.
Any other way?
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
I think.
But we love that you're happy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I would like to just quickly shift a gear and then we can shift back. The comment Kelly Ripa made to you, your clapback was, I think, iconic. The way that you just like immediately were able to pull that out. I think she said something about why are you doing the show? You can go to the grocery store. You don't need to like this TV show. Was it coming from a good place?
Yeah. I mean, for me and Kelly, I think we were just doing it all in good fun.
Okay.
You know, in my head, I didn't take any offense to that. I was just like, hey, like, look at this. You also met your husband on TV, you know? So I wasn't offended by it. I don't think she was offended by it. And I think it was all in good fun. Yeah.
She has a bit of a history with Bachelor.
I have heard that.
Yeah.
I've also heard
Did
that.
she say anything to you?
Oh, yeah.
What'd she say to you?
I forgot. But
Okay.
it was definitely... People got mad at her then too.
There's
Oh,
a video
really?
somewhere.
Yeah. Literally, I think someone did a whole article about all the times Kelly Ripa offended a Bachelorette or a Bachelor. Yeah.
I think
Why
she
is she
just
still interviewing them?
I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like if you hate the show so much.
I think she just doesn't necessarily understand or agree with the show, and that's okay. You don't
Totally
have to
okay.
agree
It's
with
just
me.
more like,
Yeah.
we get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What are you going to do?
Oh.
What are some of just like, let's just get away from the show a little bit and get to know Jenn a little bit and keep it kind of fun. But what are some of your biggest icks? Like, what are your kind of obvious turnoffs that you just can't stand? Or some like even kind of surprising ones? Like we had a tour girl recently and breathing.
breathing.
I did see that little clip. That's very interesting. Well, some men breathing could piss me off, sure.
Right?
I would say, I mean, like surface level, like chewing with your mouth open is
crazy.
And it just turns me off so much. And when you're like talking to me and you have a mouthful of food, it's like, it's just not it for me. I don't know if anything really turns me off. I have weird turn-ons, I feel like.
Ooh, like what?
Yeah.
I love chest hair. Like, love.
How much?
The more the better, I
Really?
Can you
It's
have
Jenn.
too much chest
I'm
hair?
a weirdo. I'm
Show her the
such a
picture.
weirdo.
Show her the picture.
What picture?
Shamless's.
I don't know. I think that was like it like went away. I don't think I have a.
Oh gosh.
You don't have one?
I don't think so. I mean, I can look, but it's like it's quite alarming.
It's Wolverine.
It's yeah.
Oh,
Like you love
I
that.
just saw the
excited.
movie.
Well,
You
'cause
love that.
I feel like Brett has a lot of chest hair.
He might have had a lot
I
of
feel
chest
Devin
like it
also.
would-
Devin looks like a hairy chest kind of guy. Did we see it? No.
I don't know. I'm gonna say Devin.
Oh, wait, I feel like we saw it on
We
the.
didn't see it.
Yeah, the
No chest hair.
Chippendales.
Does anyone have chest hair?
right. I don't know. Do
Yes,
they?
you do.
We need to pay closer attention.
Well, it doesn't mean that they have to
So
have
you can't
it.
have too much chest hair.
No, I don't
What
think
about back
so.
hair?
Oh, back hair, that's different. I think back hair is a little different.
But what if you had to
You got to shave your back for me,
can't have
baby.
one without the other. I
Yeah.
feel like. No, like I feel
You
like
just
if
want,
you
like, a black and
grow
white
so
cookie?
much,
you're not just like
I love that. I used to love black and white cookies. Maybe this is where it's coming from.
black and white cookies.
This is where it's coming from. Yeah.
That's crazy.
any other random turn-ons. We love this honesty.
Nothing that I can think of right now.
What about like
Hmm.
icks in relationships?
None of the men gave you an ick at all, ever.
I feel bad if I say it.
It's okay, you're the Bachelorette.
It's okay. It's like when Nick trips. I'm like, oh my god. You know,
Don't do that.
I'm just going to say, pearl necklace, very interesting choice.
The pearl necklace was interesting.
Very interesting choice.
I don't think it would. Maybe if there was like a a girl he like maybe like babysat, made it for him.
Oh, that would be cute.
Cute,
So
love,
sweet.
love,
Like, is
love,
it your
love.
grandma's?
Sweet.
Oh my god, is it your grandma's? Cute, sweet.
Okay, maybe I should have asked questions
But,
instead of judging. My bad.
No. We don't.
no,
It's
no.
definitely not his grandma's.
It's definitely not his
Yeah.
grandma's, or I don't think he's a babysitter.
He brought a prop with him.
He brought the book.
Oh God.
He brought a prop.
Too
Yeah,
much to
I
it.
almost I feel like Aaron really wasted your time. I think he owes you an apology. For one, he clearly he knew this whole opportunity was a possibility, and I would challenge that he knew the whole time and knew he had to leave early. And two, he brought a prop. He literally, instead of like investing his time and getting to know you, he talked to his brother and thought, wouldn't it be fun to do a callback from my season 4 years ago where no one remembers? And
Yeah.
like just kind of made it a whole thing. And again, being the guy who's wasting your time to get in your head to make you insecure about the other men and questioning their intentions.
Mhm.
He went and dropped this bomb. Nothing about his time on the show meant he was sincere about getting to know you. And I think as such, he owes you an apology.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I think like him doing what he did, I'm so happy for him. But yeah, like the whole book thing, I wouldn't have thought anything of it if it hadn't already been done by his brother.
It was like,
I was like, okay.
Did you know that they were related when he was on?
He did tell
Is
me
that-
that.
he told you?
Yes, he did tell me that.
you've been very open about your past relationships.
Yes.
And we appreciate it. We love
Mhm.
talking about relationships on this show. We learn a lot from our failures. We learn a lot from our relationships that don't work out. But what are some things you learned from that are really benefiting you now as the Bachelorette and that you will carry forward in the future, whether you are engaged or with someone or not?
In my previous very toxic relationship, I was shut down a lot of the times and I didn't really stand up for myself. And I think that's something that maybe I'm still kind of dealing with now, is like speaking up for myself when something really bothers me. But also in that relationship, I just felt like I was never like heard, and everything that was serious to me was being made fun of. And I didn't really see it until I got out of it. It just was not, it just wasn't good. And he knew that. And I think that he's very manipulative in the way that he moved, and he would pull on certain strings when he knew that I would act in a certain way. So I think moving forward with my like new relationships, I really want to be able to stand my own ground and never lose who I really am just because of another guy. So I'm constantly working on every day, just standing up for myself. Like, who am I and what do I believe in, and not letting anybody falter that or sway that in any way just because I'm dating somebody.
When did that relationship happen?
I dated him right before I got into PA school. So like two years ago now, I think. Yeah. We dated for like a year.
How did that end?
He had like moved me into my apartment in Miami. And while we were there, his mom was like, "Why are you in Miami?" And he was like, "I'm just here with some friends." And I was like, you still haven't told your mom about me and we've been dating for a whole year. It's just it made me feel so icky and so disgusted because I was like we're adults now. Like, why are you hiding me? It doesn't make sense. And so after that, things were really rocky with us and we had broken up very shortly after that. And we were on FaceTime one day and I brought up something I was upset about related to that. And he hung up the phone and was like, I'm done. And like didn't speak to me for like weeks after that. It was a very brutal breakup in a sense where like I didn't get answers. And honestly, like I should have been the one to break up with him, but I'm glad that he did it because I don't know if I was in the right mindset at that time of my life to have ever done it.
How did you end up on the Bachelorette or the Bachelor in the first place?
A casting producer reached out to me and they saw my PA school TikToks and they said that they wanted to interview me.
When this is all over, what are your plans? Are you going to kind of be like a full-time Bachelorette? Do you want to go back to what you were doing before?
Yes, I will be going back to PA school. I'm taking a little break right now just like to get my footing down just because this is all very new and like my schedule's very crazy. So I will be going back to school in January.
And for anyone who doesn't know what PA school is.
Physician assistant school. So I will be going back in January and just, resuming my normal life, hopefully. And like, having a side gig and doing social media here and there. But my focus will be physician assistant school because that's kind of like what I've done my whole life. And it's what makes me feel the most fulfilled. Yeah.
Is there any field that you want to specialize in?
Probably the emergency room. I'm someone who's like very upbeat and I need something different like every second to like stimulate myself. And I think I do well in environments like where I'm pressured. So yeah, I definitely think the ER is something I'd want to do.
Okay.
Like surgery?
No, not surgery. I did a surgical rotation and I realized it was not for me. Like it looks really cool on Grey's Anatomy. And then you're in there, the room is cold, you can't wear a sweater, you're standing for hours on end, you can't pee. I need to pee every 5 seconds. It's just like, it's so cool to watch, but I just would not be able to work well under those conditions. So that's not it. Yeah.
Going forward the rest of the season, we all know that like, the audience, like one thing that really sucks about being the lead is that you sometimes get judged too much for choices that sometimes don't even feel like your own. Is there any kind of warning you want to give the audience as we continue to watch the season? Just like a heads up. It's just like when you see this, like don't necessarily assume that. Does that make sense? Like, do you want
what you're saying.
like just kind of any disclaimers going forward that you worry that we might see something and think one thing when maybe we should think another?
I don't think so.
Okay, pretty straightforward.
I think things will be pretty straightforward. But again, like I haven't watched it, so what do I know?
Well, you mean you lived it, so you were.
Yeah, but I don't know how it's going to be.
She doesn't know what they're doing.
What it's going to be portrayed as. I don't have any worries, but.
What upfront expectations did you have with any of the men that you took to fantasy suites with?
Expectations?
Yeah, like any there's obviously a lot can go down in fantasy suites. Sometimes it's just plain old conversation. Sometimes it's more than that. But like often there are upfront expectations. Or did you have any before you even went into filming? Expectations of what you thought would go down that week?
I mean, honestly, like I was nervous going into that week. Like, who isn't, right? Because you're like, what is going to come out in these fantasy suites? And like for me, intimacy is very private. So like I didn't even really want to talk about like whatever was going on in there. But I also viewed that time as a time to talk about things that you can't talk about on camera, like politics, religion, like money, financial wise, job. Like, what do you want to do after this? Are you going to be an influencer or are you going to continue a regular day job? So I really took those moments off camera into talking about things like that because that's when things get real. And I would say I did a pretty good job at kind of laying down the ground and figuring out where these men were really at. Yeah.
You're happy with how it went?
Yeah, definitely.
You're welcome to name names, but you're also welcome not to. But were there any men that you were dating that you thought were more in it for the followers than for you?
At any point during dating?
At
during
any
the
point
show?
during the season,
Yeah, oh, for sure. I think there are little moments or little snippets that people were saying things and I'm like, oh, that doesn't seem like you have my best intentions at heart. Or like things about their job that I'm like, okay, you're clearly not in this for this, you know? I think that this environment, you can tell a lot by their job. And yeah, I definitely had little inklings here and there that I kept at the back of my head.
Is there anyone you can mention?
Probably not, no.
Did you know that Spencer is a pet portrait extraordinaire?
I did.
Do we know what that
I
is?
did. I think what he does is he makes products where you can put like your pet's picture on it, which I think is really cool.
Okay, cute.
Yeah.
Okay, that's definitely
Yeah.
not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Do you think the next Bachelor is amongst your cast of men?
Ooh.
I don't know. And
What's
that's
your
my
gut
answer
tell
is
you?
I don't know.
I know you don't know, and I know it's not your choice, but like, do you think? What does Jenn think?
Jen does not know if there are any men on my season that are, I don't know, standing out. I don't know. I think there's definitely some potential for sure.
Who's got potential?
You might
I
even
cannot name names at this moment in time yet.
Okay. All right. Respect that.
Yeah, I think we're too early.
What were you gonna say, babe?
I think I was just gonna say maybe you're with them today, but they would have made a great
Possible.
Bachelor.
Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I think I would love to see Devin as the next Bachelor. I think he'd be
Jonathan.
fun.
I think he'd be
Jonathan,
great.
I want Jonathan to
He'd
be with
be
you, of
great,
course.
too.
So I don't want to
I like
Bachelor.
Jonathan for you.
Okay.
I do
Yeah.
too.
Okay. All great answers. I think they'd all be great. Yeah.
The first of all, had absolutely no idea you played lacrosse. Maybe I missed that, and like a previous. Did you?
I
talk
don't
about
know
that
if
on
I've
Joey's
talked. I
season?
haven't talked about it. No.
Yeah, that was kind of like a really cool
Oh.
thing that really seemed to be glossed over.
I played lacrosse in high school, and then I played club lacrosse in college as well.
It's pretty badass.
Like
Thank
you were
you.
heels,
I
like,
loved it.
playing with Jonathan.
I had the best
Love.
time that night. I was like, this is absolutely everything I need. And especially in heels, I was like, I'm
Yeah.
going to show off right now.
No, you're like, should we do some drills? He's like,
Yeah.
no. I loved it.
I know. It was cute.
How do you, if at all, feel misunderstood?
Like from the show.
No, just in general, in life. Like,
In life.
or, or have there been comments you've seen since you've been a public figure where you feel like, why do people think this? And that's not who I am.
So many. I mean, I think people always just want to put you in a box. And so I get comments like, you're too boring, or like, you're too crazy and fun because you want to take shots all the time and all this stuff. And it's like, I'm a person and I have a lot of layers to me, and I can be fun and crazy, and I can also be really emotional and vulnerable. And like, you're not going to get all of it all at once, but you're going to get it in snippets. And so, yeah, sometimes I do feel misunderstood in that sense. And I think going back to the beginning of what we were talking about, like, I think a lot of times I put on this smiley face and I'm so like laughy about everything just because that's kind of just my coping mechanism, I think, that people never really know what's actually going down like deep down, and they're like, oh, she's so surface level. But in truth, it's just like, I'm just not letting my emotions like fully show. And yeah.
I also don't think boring is a negative. Like, we are all you want me to be performing 24/7.
Right. That's
No,
so true.
I am boring most of the time. Because,
That's so
like, what do
true.
you want me to be doing all the time?
That's so true. I can't be cracking jokes all the
I
time.
cannot be working. I would like I would like a day off.
Right. I mean, like, we're all human and we're all dynamic and we all have our moments.
Totally.
And yeah, I mean, whatever. I don't care about those boring comments anyway, because I know I'm not boring, and my friends know that.
Yeah.
So
What
it's
is the
okay.
most unboring thing about you? What's the most exciting thing about you?
I really like adrenaline, like, and I like doing adventure. Like, yes, I jumped off a fucking building and I skydove. Like, I will do impulsive things like that all the time. And I mean, I think that's pretty exciting.
I mean, we want to work in the emergency room.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if you saw it, but we saw Sam and back to you being on the him laughing. Now, don't know if that was like maybe misplaced, but what was funny up there?
I think in the moment he wasn't grasping the situation. I don't think he was fully understanding how upset I was. I think he was just like,
Let's
But
just
you
go.
did give him a rose.
I did.
Why?
By the end of the night, I think what I wanted was to know if there was a little bit more there, like emotional wise. And he did open up to me about his
Good.
previous engagement. And in that moment, I took that inch and I said, that's progress.
Okay. Yeah, we can't send everyone home.
We
Yeah.
gotta keep some around.
Yeah.
Any fun, like, behind the scenes moments that you wish the audience could have seen that they're just not going to show because it's The Bachelor? There's not enough time.
I mean, there is a moment in which after the morning portion of Devin and I's date, we sat down and had like a family meal together, and it was just us two, and a dog like all of a sudden comes running into the shot, and we were like, is that like a paid actor? Like that there's just like it just came at the perfect time. And then after that, another dog came by, and then another dog, which I think it was because of all the food.
Oh.
But very, very hilarious moment that I think about, because I'm like, they're never going to show it, but like it was just so perfectly timed that you would think it was like TV magic. But no, the owners just weren't around.
Stop. Are you a dog person or a cat person?
Huge dog and cat person. I foster cats all the time just because I'm too busy to like walk a dog every day. I'm like lazy as hell, but I love dogs too if somebody was there to take care of them.
I got thought of a game. You want to play?
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
There's like
What-
enough about the dogs. Okay. We get it. You hate animals.
Okay, we get it.
We love dogs.
No, you hate them.
You hate animals. We get it.
Would you like to talk more about dogs?
No, it's
Okay,
fine. Tell me this game.
I'm the worst. I want to play. What does an engaged look like with blank?
Engaged life look like with
Yeah.
blank.
So like
Okay.
from what you know, what you've
Okay.
learned about these men, we know you can't tell us if you are engaged or who you would pick, but from what you know, what would an engaged life look like with Marcus?
Very adventurous.
Okay.
Yeah,
Where would you guys live?
probably Boston.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it? Adventurous in Boston?
Yeah, I don't
Do
know.
y'all
how
have
much-
dogs and
Yeah, do you
cats?
have dogs or cats?
Okay.
I feel like he would take care of a dog.
He would. Yes, I think we'd have dogs, cats. I mean, yeah. He. I think he used to live in Boston for a little bit. I used to live in Boston, so Boston seems great.
Okay.
We'd be skydiving every other day.
Every other day? Okay.
We'd be doing rock climbing, crazy things like that.
What's he
yeah.
doing for work?
Yeah. He
When
is
you in this engaged
in this
fantasy?
engaged
Yeah,
world.
Yeah.
He is an astronaut.
He's an astronaut.
He's an
Okay, wow,
astronaut.
you
Yes.
did his
so
dreams.
talented.
Yeah, good
I
for him.
know. He
Yeah.
finally fulfilled his dreams.
What does engaged life look like with Devin?
With Devin? Okay.
Laughing.
We'd be laughing a lot.
Okay.
We'd maybe be living in California.
Cute.
Why?
His dad lives there, I believe.
Okay.
And yeah, we'd be in California. We'd be hanging out, laughing a lot. There'd be dogs involved in that one too.
What's he doing for work?
He is still doing what he does for work.
Which is
He is, like shipping,
Yeah.
trucking stuff,
Okay.
trucking stuff.
All
Yes.
right.
He would
We
still be doing
didn't
trucking
end
He'd
up
be
with
he'd
Devin.
still be trucking.
California. Be trucking.
Trucking in California. with
Trucking
Devin.
along.
What does an engaged life look like with Jonathan?
An
my gosh.
engaged life with John. We'd be living in San Diego.
Okay.
I love San Diego. We'd be playing lacrosse on the weekends.
Yes.
Bringing the kids out,
Bringing the
teaching
kids.
them lacrosse.
Yes, we have kids with Jonathan.
We have kids with
Yay!
Jonathan.
And they're so cute. What's
Mhm.
one's name? Do we
Mhm.
know yet? Or no?
Jonathan Jr. perhaps.
Yes, of
Cool,
course.
JJ.
JJ.
JJ, all
Oh, I
right.
like that. I can't believe I haven't thought of that. JJ. That's cute.
Cute.
Who's our fourth?
Yeah.
Who's our fourth?
Sam M.
No, she doesn't pick Sam M.
Spencer?
No.
I don't know.
Spencer.
Maybe that's just me.
Yeah. What does engaged life look like with
Yeah.
Spencer? I think Spencer's a sleeper for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spencer's definitely a sleeper.
Spencer and I would be living in Texas where he lives, and we'd have a lot of dogs. See, every relationship there's dogs here.
Yeah.
We'd have a lot of dogs because he is a pet portrait entrepreneur, and he would be putting on my seatbelt every time we go on a date. It was just so sweet that he did
Your
that. And
house is filled with like framed photos of your dog.
framed photos of our dogs everywhere. I mean, I don't know. I imagine us in a field of grass with a lot of puppies all the time.
Oh.
Okay, magical.
Yeah.
Right? Sign
Nope.
me up.
Only kids with Jonathan.
Uh-oh.
So
I love that,
Yeah, we
though.
don't. No, we
No.
love that.
We love that.
For
Name
sure.
JJ.
Yeah.
JJ, so
Jen,
cute.
Jonathan, JJ.
Who of the men are the most empathetic?
Empathetic.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Yeah,
Okay.
very empathetic.
All right. Who has the shortest temper?
Ooh.
Sam.
Any of the men that we're seeing, you liked better in person than you liked on TV?
Ooh.
Very
That's a
interesting question.
good one.
Like I liked better, like looks wise in person.
Just in general, like you,
the
whether
vibe maybe.
yeah, like you have a better memory of them in person
Oh,
than you.
John M.
John M. Okay. John M.
Yeah.
Which one was John?
Yeah, we're like, who is John?
Yeah,
I
what-
know.
Did he
Is
go
he
home?
getting screen time?
Is he
No,
Was he-
he's
He's
Wait,
on
we
now?
just saw him this
the
past
rugby
episode.
player.
Yes.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, John M.
Yes.
Yes, my man.
What? Your man.
Well, they're all my men at this
Okay.
point. aren't they?
What did you like?
Just grasping
This
at
is such a no.
anything.
This must be so challenging for any lead because
It
it's like
very much.
everything you take. It's like we take a mile with it.
Yeah,
and
we're just
it's-
having
Yeah.
fun. What did you like about Jonathan?
Like Jonathan or John M?
John M.
John M.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know what we
I
love
figured
about
because
Jonathan.
we've
Yeah,
been talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
Jonathan. John M. His personality didn't come out till a little bit later, but he was just like a sweet teddy bear. Like he was like this giant little teddy bear, and he was so like intentional with every conversation we had, and he is a very perceptive person and
Yeah.
easy to have fun with. Yes.
Who was the smartest of the men?
The smartest of the men, I'd have to say Devin.
Devin.
Yes.
Who's the funniest? But I feel like that.
He's the smartest and the funniest.
I never said that.
No,
Yeah,
I said,
I
who's
don't
the,
think-
yeah. Who do you
Oh,
think is
who
the
is the
funniest?
funniest?
The funniest, Jeremy.
Really?
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Really?
Yes.
I love that.
Okay.
Could not stop laughing with him.
Austin, we kind of forget about.
But he's so handsome,
He's
and I
sweet,
think
I
that he seems sweet. But he
The mullet does
kind
him
of
well.
get-
I like it.
The mullet does.
The mullet
work.
is cute.
Yeah, Nick
Yeah.
needs to bring back his mullet.
Oh, you had a mullet.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he was forced to.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
I thought it
you
was
like
fine.
I
it?
did.
Aw.
I did.
Yeah.
We should bring it back, perhaps.
Yeah, no, we will, I'm sure, if she
Mm.
asks. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything for love.
I'm asking.
I am simply just amused at this point, you know?
Uh-huh.
Whatever you want. I don't care.
We love that energy.
Yeah, will you style your fiance?
If I had a fiance,
Whenever that is.
perhaps
God
at some
forbid.
point in the future, will I style my fiance? No. I would hope that he could just style himself.
Well, I thought I had good style, and then I
Yeah.
met Natalie, and then I was like, oh.
It's
no,
different.
this
Well,
is
it's just
better.
different style. You
Mm.
know, it was like still good by like some people's standards,
Yeah.
but then I was like, this is cuter.
I think a
than what
woman
you
knows
have.
best. I do
We do.
agree.
We
I
Would
do
you like
agree.
a man who is comfortable enough for you to dress him?
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be offended if I told you to wear something. I think that's where like the toxic masculinity comes in, where it's like, why are you so resistant? Just put the shirt on. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. I know better anyways. We all know better.
Exactly. We're
Yeah.
always right. So yeah, I mean, I'd like a guy with some style, but like you should also listen to me every now and then. That'd be nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, your front runners appear to be Sam M and Devin, who couldn't be more opposite. What quality are you most attracted to in Sam, and what quality are you most attracted to in Devin?
In Sam at the moment on the show, I think I like how mysterious it is, and it's like a puzzle. So I'm trying to figure something out. With Devin on the show at the moment, you know, we just had our one-on-one, so I think that it's very attractive that we could have that emotional connection and that we could bond on a lot of things, and he was able to empathize with me and relate with me, and it was nice to be able to have that depth of a conversation with him. Yeah.
Before we let you go, Jen, anything
Yes.
you want to make sure the audience knows, or your final thoughts, or
I mean, I feel good. You guys feel good.
I feel great.
I feel great.
It's an ending we've never seen before.
Yeah.
Never seen before. It'll be
so-
interesting. It'll be very, very interesting. I'm excited to watch
I
it
think you
play out.
break up with the ex. I think he's number 2.
Whoa,
What?
you think Matthew is all the way to number 2?
You didn't even ask what her future life would be.
Oh
like
yeah,
with
what
him.
I mean, yeah. What's a future life look like with Matthew? Thank you, Sierra. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness.
He's not on
Well,
the
if you
sheet.
actually go back 3 years, I'm sure there's some photos. That's what
No.
the life
Yes,
looks
what
like.
What does a
in
life
different
look like with
months.
Matthew?
Matt and I are living in Boston, living in Seaport. We're hanging out with his wiener dog. We
Playing with his tiny wiener.
playing his wiener dog. We're going to the beach every now and then. He has a house in New Hampshire.
Oh.
He has a house in Florida. So we're doing all these things.
Matthew has money.
We're traveling. He paid for his own flight to New Zealand.
I mean,
I mean,
Do we
I
think
don't
he
know.
got first class?
He paid for his own first class flight to New Zealand. Yes.
I was about to say, he showed up refreshed.
yes.
And they were like, you need to go talk to her now. And he wasn't like, can I just like brush my teeth? He was like, all right, I'm ready to go.
I can confirm he paid for his own flight to New Zealand. He landed right there, and his lips were way more chapped than I've ever seen, and it's not shown.
His mouth
on
did
the
look
show.
dry.
It
I was
was
like,
so
he needs,
chapped.
yeah, he needs
I was like,
something.
"This is how you're going to confess your love? Put some chapstick
we need
on,
a Burt's
please."
Bees immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think if she keeps Matthew, and she does, I think I think he goes far.
Okay.
All right.
Stay
Yeah.
tuned.
We'll put our
everyone.
bets in.
Tie that.
Jen, it's been a real pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Really enjoying this season. Thank you for coming and answering our questions. And
Yeah.
we were absolutely rooting for you for the rest of the way.
Thank
we
you.
hope that you are happy. So we're just
I'm
glad
so
you're happy.
I'm so happy. Thank
So
you.
however it ends,
Yeah.
we are happy for you.
Thank you so
'cause
much.
You seem to be happy now.
Thank
And that's
you.
all that we really care about.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you again, Jen.
Okay.
Well, where should people follow you?
Instagram, TikTok, Jenn Tran X.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
All right. Well, follow Jen.
Mhm.
Thanks for listening, guys. Don't, Jen, just thanks for listening.
Yeah, I think you already did it.
Go
Oh, you
check
did it
out
now.
the Janae and Kenny episode if you haven't already. We'll be back on Monday. Bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.